toxic white males. It's Toxic Femininity, brought to you by Midnight's Edge.
It's 9 o'clock Central, 10 Eastern. It's Monday night. You know where you're at. Midnight's Edge, the place to be with the ladies of the Toxic Femininity. That's right. Welcome, welcome all. Welcome once again. And we've got a few things to talk about tonight, and we're glad to have you here. Let's go around the bend and introduce the ladies. We've got G. Alora, Star Wars gal herself. She's the one who called herself a hoe, not me, folks. And I don't think she means it like that because it doesn't have an E on the end. So
correct. So
she's being festive. Is the word.
Yes, I am being festive here, just joining with the other festivities here and everything. And thank you for having me here again, of course, and glad to be on Toxic Fem. And we have some great topics coming up, and you can find me on my channel, OG Star Wars. And yeah, so I'm just happy to be here, and I feel great. And you guys, everybody in chat, thank you so much.
We're just glad to have you back. And of course, all the links are in the description, and I'll be dropping them in the chat throughout the show. And next we have, speaking of festive, look at that background there. Holy crap, holy. Looks like elves just done threw it up all over your house. That's Miss Lorena Creole. She does not underdo it at all.
Oh, no. I want the most vulgar display of Christmas lights and ornaments in the neighborhood.
I heard you saying that the other day. So I knew you wouldn't take offense to my elf throwing up line, probably. So
nope.
Is that garland on your pillow?
Yes, I do. Yeah. I have a tinsel garland on my chair. Yes, indeed.
I love it so much.
She nailed it. That's all there is to it. And that voice you hear, of course, is our hostess with the mostest, Miss Mary Mayhem, looking like a little Mariah Carey up there in the corner. How you doing?
I wonder what's inside your bowl.
Oh, don't even get us started on that, or I'll have to actually share that, because nobody's going to know what the hell you're talking about now.
Maybe it's nuts. Maybe it is alien.
Okay, all right, we show it now. You guys are going to share it. What are you going to share? It's too late.
And she's like, I wonder what's inside your bowl.
Too late.
You just wanted an aliens. All I did was give Tom the excuse.
I resisted the entire show so far to make a joke about it because I knew nobody would know what it was.
The dark side.
And we'd have to show the video.
Yep.
Now show the video. And while Mary's doing that, check out her channel and also subscribe while you're there. Yes. And we'll introduce Mandy while she's getting the video up now, so you know what the hell we're talking about.
I'm pulling it up. Go ahead, Mandy.
That's what she says.
Giggity, giggity, giggity. I can't quit laughing. Like what?
We have been laughing for like the last 20 minutes about this video, folks. So do excuse her.
It's so much.
It's so ridiculous.
We're almost 5 minutes in.
What?
So. Like what?
Poor Mandy, she's like at the tail end of this.
This is what you get for showing up first, Mandy.
Right. How is that properly? We got to break her in properly.
Now, if you got any children, get them out of the room because it's going to give them ideas.
Oh, God forbid. All right, you ready?
This has got to be the world's most talented kid I've ever seen in my life. I am ready.
I wonder what's inside your cocoon. I wonder what's inside your cocoon. I wonder what's inside your cocoon. I wonder what's inside your
Your butthole. Your butthole. I always wanted to know.
Oh, inside.
Oh my God, it's so legit. I wonder what's inside your butthole. I always want to know.
always want to know.
And John Hill says it's catchy. Yes, you're gonna probably be singing this.
That is going to be stuck in your fucking head now.
Yes, it is. You're stuck with this
My
song.
head, man. I'm adding verses onto it.
Wonder what's inside your butt.
Is it crayons? Is it Legos?
For those wondering what the hell we're even talking about, that is what we were talking about. That was a big lead-in, yes.
Oh my God.
Holy crap!
You liked it. You
That
liked
girl
it.
stole the show, though. Like, there's no going back. now.
Oh man. Oh,
I'm
man.
gonna go into like the industry just so that I can represent her.
I know you're gonna steal my thunder.
Well, no. Like I just so I can represent her and be like, how would you like to be on a show called Toxic Femininity? Look, she started off.
Ladies
strong
and gentlemen, it's the What's Inside Your Butthole girl. I wonder what's inside your butthole.
Oh yeah.
That would be amazing. Speaking of amazing, Mr. Tickle Trunk sent us a wonderful super sticker, a little Bushiba doggy, farting hearts
I don't know why you say farting hearts. It's just floating up from the bottom of the screen.
from their butt.
Farting hearts.
From the
I
butt.
like farting. Farting hearts. I like that.
Farting hearts.
Mhm.
From the butt.
Can we light the heart farts
Butt
on fire?
hole. You know what's inside that Bushiba's butthole? It's hearts. It's hearts. It's buttholes full of hearts. Matt G sends in a super chat. Mandy, how's John Malin doing? I heard he wasn't doing too good. He was in hospital, right?
Yes, he's home now. He's
Good.
getting better. He's on the mend. He's getting out, getting some air. He's doing better. He's home. He's home. So
And Matt's
Praise
also
God.
sorry he couldn't get you wrenched. Cecil reads every sixth super chat.
That's because he's drunk. Cut the man some slack.
Yeah, he's drunk.
Wow.
And that's your fault. And wait a minute now. That's your fault for sending too many super chats. That's not Cecil's fault. And Terminus Est, of course, sends us a wonderful Doomacorn.
Oh, thank you.
There we go.
I wonder
That's
what's
what we
inside.
There we go.
And we love to get started like that. And I hope everybody enjoyed that little song.
Mary, you need to have that as a phrase on shenanigans.
Oh my god.
Oh, shit.
Yes.
Oh,
The new Baby Shark. Hell no, Baby Shark song is annoying. This song is a fucking hit. Number
Yeah.
one.
It is.
Yeah.
Damn right. Like,
oh God.
amazing.
Maybe there was Doomacorns. Maybe there are flaming hearts. I wonder what's inside.
Maybe there are floating hearts. Is that what you just said?
I said
Doomacorns?
flaming. I said
Oh,
flaming.
flaming hearts? Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Wow, that sounds like a problem though.
I'm going to give that girl an Oscar puppy.
Heck
Yeah.
yeah. She deserves one. All right.
Hell yeah.
And a maximum effort puppy.
Ooh, don't forget.
Yes.
I
Love
love
it.
the strut.
Love
Oh god.
Love them.
There we go.
I believe in you. Come on. Oh, no,
You got this. You
Oh,
got this. You
and-
got this.
and
Yeah.
Love it. Oh,
No, but that's what I'm saying. Like, folks, like, yeah, that was amazing. That made my night. When I saw that video, I think I broke my spleen from laughing so hard.
damn. That's laughing.
Kids say the damnedest things, and I tell you. Because like Mandy and I were debating before the show, we're like, did she say that or did her parents come up with it? And we both came to the conclusion, oh yeah, that's totally something a kid would come up with.
Oh yeah.
100%. Yeah.
Like,
no.
like you're sitting there, you're doing dishes or cooking dinner, and all of a sudden you hear from the next room, I wonder what's inside your butt.
Yeah. She was probably strumming that guitar too. Had her
Oh,
own beat
absolutely.
going for a while. Yeah. I bet it was good stuff.
Oh my God.
And the parents took it there and helped her develop that song.
Exactly, yeah. And then somebody
Yeah.
took it and put a tune to it, and they spent a lot of time on that. So
Yeah.
props to everybody behind that. And speaking of props, show these ladies some props by getting a Toxic Femininity t-shirt
Yes.
today. The link is in the description. Oh, so let's not waste too much more time. I know you all have some awesome stories to get into. Let's do this thing.
All right, kicking off our conversation tonight is Lorena. She's going to take our lead stories about sci-fi fandom.
Yeah. Did you know that there was a site specifically for SyFy fangirls?
Okay, so I had a conversation with Mandy earlier about how she spends too much time around guys. But what I didn't mean, Mandy, was to hang out exclusively around girls, because that gets annoying too. Right?
Yes.
You need a breather because we're nuts.
And definitely not this particular group with the SyFy fangirls. That is definitely not the group I want to hang out in.
Well, because they're not the type to start thinking about or asking about what's inside your butthole.
No,
right?
they don't care. They don't care.
They have no off button. I just lost my headphones. Shit.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't know that there was a site that I needed to have a site in order to geek like a girl, but apparently this site has gone tits up of late, so
Pun intended.
they put this up on their site, and props to Clownfish TV for putting the video out, because I would have had no freaking clue about this. But I go to the site, and here this is. It says, today we're sad to say, first of all, it says SyFy Fangirls. No.
Now, hold on. I have a question. Like, it's already kind of sort of demeaning enough to be called a fangirl, right? Because a lot of us are women, right? And identify as such, right? But okay, fine. They say fanboys too. Fair enough, or whatever. But do you have to make it that much worse by going girls?
It's not like a porno, like girls, or something like that. You know. So.
On the Sunset Strip. Oh, wrong song.
We're just like a Motley Crue girl.
I love that video.
But you know they ain't going that way toxic because they wouldn't fit their narrative these days, right? You know, those kind of bands probably
No, probably not.
No.
It is kind of weird though how they've decided to take, because you know how like the term fanboy is sort of like a demeaning term used these days, right? And so the feminine equivalent would be fangirl, but they're trying to turn it into like this positive thing, which feels really, really off kilter and unbalanced to me. So is it a good thing or a bad thing, or is it just because we're girls that makes it inherently a good thing, right? Like I don't understand this sort of weird balance between the two. Like, oh, if you're a fanboy, you're just some schlub in your mom's basement. But if you're a fangirl, then you're a fan girl. Like, girl, go get it. Like, I don't understand. Like, you decided this was completely cool if you have a vagina, but incredibly demeaning if you're a guy, right? Like, I guarantee these are the same people who are like, oh, you're just some useless fanboy, blah, 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 right? Like, I guarantee
the thing is I never said or even coined myself a fan girl or whatever. I just say I'm a fan.
Right.
Same here.
Yeah.
Okay, I must be weird because I had zero problem with the term fangirls, because I would go to conventions and lose my damn mind sometimes.
I agree. But I'm saying that these are the same people. My issue is with the fact that these are the same people who paint fanboys as an issue, right?
Yeah.
Like that's where, because I am a fangirl. I mean, it's a joke that like it's a fangirl thing, and it's kind of a weird way to say it because it like sort of de-ages everybody to this weird childlike nature. But whatever, that's cool. I don't actually have a problem with it. What I have a problem is this notion that it's not okay to be a fanboy, but it is okay to be a fangirl. That feels weird to me.
Right. Because then it goes back to the whole thing of demeaning men. You know, you can't be on the same playing field. Like, you're a fanboy, I'm a fangirl, let's have fun with this geek thing. No, it can't be that. It's just like, ugh, you're a fanboy, ugh, you're disgusting, get away from me. We're fan girls, and we're better because we're girls. We don't even need the I in it. It's just you know.
Right.
Have that there. But apparently that didn't work out too well for you, did it? Because you had the lost your job, the whole thing went tits up, and you have this explanation here. We're so proud of all the work we've been able to do for the past 4 years. I didn't even know this site existed.
I didn't either.
So whatever work you're doing, you need to fire your PR team, because I have never I've heard of the Mary Sue, but I have not heard of you.
That's sad. That is so sad. That is utterly pathetic.
Wow.
Jesus Christ. Well, and it's probably because no fan worth their salt goes to a site like that, right? Like, look, women within fandom communities, like within this kind of genre stuff, are pretty rare. We acknowledge we're sort of unicorn-esque in our nature, right? And so to devote an entire section to just females seems probably like you're very much limiting your scope, right? Like you're just not going to have a throng of people invading your website every single day, especially if you're catering to stupid crap like She-Ra.
Oh yeah, the She-Ra reboot, to be specific.
Oh God.
Camel dicks.
Well, they would totally filter that. We took a look through it a little bit. They're just like pumping up She-Ra and all of the inclusivity and blah 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 in it all the time. And I'm just sitting over here like, that is not a reason to be a part of a fandom, right? Like that's really not a reason to be a part of a fandom. You're a fan of the content, right? First and foremost,
right.
That's why you show up,
right? I mean, it's not like, not for nothing, but they had an article on there about Adam Driver and how much of a beefcake he is, and I'm like, well, I don't have any problem with that, but I need something more for geek cred. You know what I mean? It's like,
look, how many women actually showed up to Star Wars for Adam Driver's pecs, right? Like, nobody.
No.
That's kind of laughable,
We showed up to Aquaman.
Hell yeah.
But there's something a little more defined about Aquaman.
Right.
He's got the attitude and the pecs.
Yeah. I always felt like Adam Driver looked like somebody had used some kind of paint distortion tool on his body.
They really did an awful job on CGI with that.
I can't be the only. Like, I'm not trying to knock Adam Driver. I'm sure he is legitimately ripped, but his body looks fucking weird. I'm sorry, it just looks fucking weird.
It does.
Look at that.
All right, so I'm going to go ahead and critique this, because we know he was an ex-Marine, okay? So we know that he went through training. His body was probably sculpted really, really well after training and getting into the Marines. So this maybe is I'm not trying to make an excuse or anything, a product of him not fully maintaining his body how it used to be. And so everything is kind of dropping and relaxing, maybe. I don't know. Other than that.
No, what he's doing is that, 1940s tough guy look where he's got his pants turned up really far to hold his stomach in. I've seen these moves. This isn't original. I've seen this before.
It's true.
You ain't fooling me.
It's absolutely true. No, he does. He looks like one of those 1940s tough guys who you can't find their belly button because they're wearing them up around their chest, right?
Old men do.
You expect him to pull back with a giant mustache and put his arms up and be like, put him up.
He wanted to put up your dudes.
Yeah. It's,
they say glistening torso beef, and I'm over here like, is that wax? That looks like wax to me.
I don't know. Wax, baby oil, I don't know. But
he looks like a mannequin.
Sylvester Stallone before the steroids.
That's what it is.
Yeah. It's like I wouldn't kick him out of bed for eating crackers, but at the same time, it's like I don't.
No, I'm not showing up for this though. Either,
no.
Why would you write an article about this? I don't understand why you'd write an article about this. It's nothing to write home about. This
is making me uncomfortable, and I find it problematic.
And this is Ryan Johnson's choice right here.
Fucking gay. Sorry.
Yeah, why did they write this? We all know if we're going to talk about somebody glistening with some torso, it's the guy from Lost Boys with the saxophone. I still believe that guy has some nice oiled up stuff going on with that sax. I'm telling you.
Oh, yeah, he can play. He can play.
I have to pull that back up. Dude.
This is the kind of, and this is what ticks me off about this site is why is it that they think that this is what brings women in? How demeaning is this, right?
I don't get it. It's like I like a little beefcake, but that's kind of like the dessert,
right?
To, the meat of the fandom. That's the thing that draws me.
Absolutely. Does this not feel like it's no wonder they went belly up because actual geek girls, not fake geek girls, and I'm sorry, I guess I get to say that because I have a vagina. Women, actual fangirls, right? Of these genres, of these IPs, they do not show up because Kylo Ren is a beefcake. What the fuck? No, they show up because we actually enjoy the source material, because we love these things, and this is demeaning. This is condescending. This is ridiculous. This is not why I'm here. Is this what you think of me? Is this why you think I'm here as a girl, as a female? Is this what you think? Because if this is what you think, allow me to correct your perception. This is not why I showed up. I showed up because I love Star Wars and I expected good content, not 1940s hiked up to my chest pants wearing waxy looking Kylo Ren. It's really freaking weird. It's just, and even if he looked like Aquaman, right? If he looked like Jason Momoa, I'd be like, hell yeah, that's great. Right. But that's not what brought me here in the first place, because I'm a fangirl, not of this actor, not of this specific visual appearance, but of the content. And I can't believe that this is and it's no wonder that they went, how did you put it earlier, Lorena? Tits up. Tits up.
Tits up. Because the video that Clownfish TV put out, and Geeky and Neon nailed it. Yes. You've got Hollywood fake geek media going on here. And these sites are just they're going belly up completely. I remember sites like Nerdist. It's like these sites just started popping up overnight, because before geek culture, was something out of the norm. It wasn't really in the mainstream. And then all of a sudden it's hip. It's now, great to be in geekdom, but without really, being in it.
Well, and that's something that I think we can kind of both think and be pissed off at Marvel for, was because they kind of brought it mainstream, right? Marvel brought geek culture into the cool realm. And so while it is exposing it to a lot of new people, sincere people who genuinely love this content, and I'm grateful for that, because I love the diversity of opinion that comes with an influx of new minds entering the fandoms, and that's wonderful. It also brings with it a lot of insincere people who are on a hype train and who are simply following along with what is cool for the current day, right? And these people don't actually care. It is absolutely fake geek. It's absolutely fake geek because they don't actually care. It's what's cool in this moment. They won't be here when it's not cool anymore. We will. And it won't be Kylo Ren's abs that kept us here. It'll be good content.
Exactly. You're absolutely right. Because I remember a couple of years ago, last time I went to like a Stargate convention, and it was around some other chicks who were there, and all they could talk about. Now, granted, Michael Shanks is gorgeous. He's delicious. I've met him several times. He's a nice guy, but I liked who he was on the show. So I had questions to ask him about the show. Do you think these fake geek girls had any questions to ask him about the show? No. What do you look like? Are you dating anyone? You want to go out with me? Oh my God, you look so cute.
Oh God.
I'm just like, you gotta be freaking kidding me. But they were dead freaking serious. That's what they thought that they were there for at the convention, to look good. Granted, that's okay. But to just, look at and just schmooze up to the guests. And it's very, very extremely superficial. They don't care about the fandom. They don't care about the lore. They don't care about any of that. They don't care about connecting with other fans where we all share the same love of certain franchises. They don't understand, being at Dragon Con and being at the bar with some of the actors from Babylon 5 and staying there until the Atlanta police have to kick you out at 1 a.m. They don't understand that.
Yeah.
They don't understand that. So it's almost Schadenfreude-alicious to see this imploding right now.
And you touched on something important here. There is a difference between a geek girl who goes into a con and cosplay and looks good, right? But also knows herself. Look, if you're a cosplayer you know your crap, right? You didn't spend like literally months sometimes working on this cosplay without knowing who
that is true sometimes, but I got to interrupt and say this. There are professional cosplayers who get paid, and they're just basically good-looking women who go, and we see a lot of that at like Star Trek conventions and stuff like that. And they obviously know nothing about the franchise. They're just there to look good.
That's a little bit different, though. I'm not talking about people who are on a payroll. I'm talking about cosplayers, right? Cosplayers who spend their own time and their own money going in to look as amazing as possible because they love this character, because they love this franchise, and this is what they devoted. They're the ones that are in mass at conventions, right? And there are hot chicks everywhere, right? They're absolutely like literally hundreds of these women walking around conventions who look amazing and are not fake geek girls just because they look amazing. They're not fake geek girls. Just because they look amazing doesn't make them a fake geek girl. They look amazing because they poured their time, love, energy, money, heart, and soul.
Especially money.
Yes, it's expensive. It's expensive to cosplay. And so it's not that these things, they're not exclusive, right? But it's the girls who don't have any idea what they're talking about, walk up in some booty shorts and a tank top and expect to be fawned and adored all over because they showed up in this circle, right? Those girls, I'm sorry, sweetie. I don't care if you look great in that skirt. I really don't. You have no idea what you're talking about. Why are you here? Because it's cool right now. And that's all that matters to them. It's cool right now. That's it.
That is absolutely it. Like how many times I can name on one hand how many times I went into a comic book store to play like a Magic tournament or to play D&D and ever saw another female. There was like me and one other girl and like 20 guys. That was it. That was so now all of a sudden all of these beautiful women are coming out of the like woodwork like, oh look, I'm into it. No, the hell you're not. Get out of here. No, you're not.
Who let her in here?
Right. Well, I mean, show me your magic deck. What do you use? Show me your character sheet. Show me something. Give me something.
Dude, I was relentless with my blue and white merfolk deck. I was relentless with it. It was terrible. It was the worst deck ever. I never won shit. But I was relentless with that blue and white merfolk deck.
I had an angel deck. I did the same thing with my white angel deck. I never won, but damn it, I was into the angel deck. So
right? I never won shit at those freaking Magic games.
I never played.
People are yelling at me because my cards are out of date. They're no longer in date. You're not allowed to use that. And I'm like, are we on your couch in your living room? Yeah, then shut up.
Right? Exactly.
I'm not at a tournament. Shut up. But seriously, these women and women like us are just as quick. Like everybody always complains, oh, men are pointing out fake geek girls and they're trying to expel them. No. Women like us on this panel will be the first ones to kick their stupid little asses out. Get out of here right now because they give us a bad name, because they make women who genuinely truly love this stuff, who are into this culture, who this is the community within which they dwell and they thrive. They make us look bad, right? And we want their asses out just before any of the guys are saying anything, right? Like they pretend like it's guys who want to expel them. No, it's us. We're the first ones at the door holding it up and going, no, kick her ass right out. We don't want you.
It's like you have to get out, because that almost kind of happened to me at one point because no one believed, or at least the people that I just happened to show up at a convention, people thought that I was with the talent or I was somebody's agent. I'm like, no, I'm here for the convention. No, really, why are you here? I'm like, why the attitude? Okay, give me the test.
Give me the test, and we'll be the first ones to condone the test, right? Because we'll pass that test, and we're not worried about it. And if anything, it's a great opportunity to engage with another human being, right? When they start kind of throwing you up against the like, okay, well, what about this, and this on any given subject, and you're just sitting there rambling off all of the information that you have, and so it opens like a gateway to conversation with this person. And I've never understood that notion of like, oh, I don't want to be tested as why. Then why are you here? Like, this is something that people do like all across all fandoms to everybody all the time. Oh, really? You think you know something? Well, tell me about this, right? Like, why are you upset by that? Like, I've never understood that indignancy that comes with being asked questions about a fandom that you're trying to involve yourself in.
Because some people think that they're above being questioned.
Like, and it's not even like an inquisition.
No,
generally.
just general questions. And it's just like, what? I don't need to, why, no, why should I have to answer that? I shouldn't have to answer that.
Well, that's the product of the Project Stardust too, because they were questioned, and then so they took it like the men were insulting them and saying that they didn't know what they were talking about. And that's the thing with these ones that claim being, geeks or nerds of any type of franchise, is that they're not genuine. And then so when a guy comes up and they're just fascinated because they're like, oh, look there's a woman that is liking these characters too, and they're going to make conversation or ask you questions. That's just normal. And then once they feel insulted, then they go and cry wolf, or and cry and say men are bad, and and call out all kinds of crazy shit. So I mean, they're not genuine. They're not genuine whatsoever.
No.
Well, and they make the rest of us just look bad. They make us look bad. And look, no one's gonna hold. If you walk up into a con, right? Let's say you walk up into a con and you only know the first few things about it, but you like it and you really want to get more involved. And someone comes up and they start asking you about it. If you look at them, you go, I just started in this fandom, but I'm really excited about it, and I'd love to learn some things. And like, if you're genuinely invested in trying, the first thing they're gonna do is take you by the hand and drag you around to all the cool stuff, right?
Yep.
Oh, absolutely.
Yep.
Like they want nothing more than to share information with someone who's truly invested in garnering more information about this, right? Like they will fill you in totally. They totally want you to come be a part of everything, but they can sniff out a fake geek girl in a heartbeat, because the fake geek girl gets indignant that you had the gall, the unmitigated gall.
How dare you?
Yeah, that's the issue with them, though, is they don't just come and look pretty. They want to change everything.
Yes.
You need to make it inclusive for us. Even we don't like it. Now y'all find a way to make us like it, so we're gonna dick it up real good for you. So I mean, that's basically what they do, is they come in and then they want you to change everything, right?
That's
just sit still, look pretty. That's what you're here for. You're here to get drooled on. Fine. Shut the hell up and let us enjoy what we enjoy. Let's not try to make it fun. You don't like it. That's why you want to change it, because you never liked it in the first place.
And if you don't like it, then why the hell are you here? And
why the hell are you here? Yes.
Please answer me. Why the hell do I want to go hang out with a bunch of women who are talking about freaking Adam Driver's abs anyway? Why the hell do I want to go over in that corner with those weirdos? Why would I want to do that? No, I'm not going to your website, SyFy.
No.
Even though it's no longer a thing. No, I don't want to go over there because you're weird and you all smell like cheese. I'm going back into the convention where the cool people are who know what the hell they're talking about.
Hang out with them. They're saving my seat, and my place in the autograph line. So I don't have to go all the way to the freaking back. But speaking of, and Mandy brought up another good point about them wanting to change everything. Now, this is another article from you don't
Oh my God.
Yeah, that's exactly what it's like, though.
That's exactly what it is. That's exactly what it is. And I don't know how many of you follow the issues that people are having with anime, and apparently SyFy Geek Girls doesn't quite like it and thinks that there is a troubling relationship between anime and fascism.
Oh, I'm sure they do. I'm sure they do. Yeah.
Why they throw up Attack on Titan?
Yeah.
Wow.
Jesus Christ. Leave Attack on Titan alone. People are getting eaten like popcorn chips. Leave them alone. They got bigger shit to worry about.
Pissed off at Uzaki-chan because she's got big boobs, I'm like, what's wrong with that?
Right? It's ridiculous. But of course there's something wrong with it. You know, I know every fandom I'm a part of, I just sit back and think, what's wrong with this fandom? I know how to fix. I mean, I just enjoy it for what they are. I don't try to change anything, and that's the problem with these fake ass gamer girls. Is they're not. They don't really love the hobby.
And I actually love because I just saw what Fuel said. He was like, funny thing about that show, and he's talking about Attack on Titan. Most of the women are stronger than the guy. Have you seen Mikasa in Attack on Titan? Chick will whoop your ass. All right, Mikasa is a beast. Eren he's an idiot. He's a moron. He's constantly doing something that's going to get himself or somebody else killed. He's completely and look, this Attack on Titan's like not a new thing, guys. This is Japan, okay? They're not attacking men. It's just how they crafted these characters. It's a long time been a thing in anime where the women are just super crazy powerful, and Mikasa is a great example. She's the one right there in the front with the black hair, right? She's like this is a long time thing in anime. I don't know why they push for this kind of stuff where like let's empower. It already exists all over the place. Why are you it's annoying as hell. Sorry.
It is, but I'm so glad their freaking site just like imploded. Because
it is. They did attack Gina too, didn't they? Wasn't the
They did.
I thought this was the group that actually was attacking Gina and trying to get her fired and stuff.
Yeah. It was them. So what goes around comes around, don't it?
I think karma making it circle.
And it's making me want a Red Bull.
So yeah, they are defunct, and again the whole thing with fake geek culture. So
good.
Closing continues.
I'm just over here like, bye, Felicia. Like I do not care that it went down. Honestly, there's, as far as I'm concerned, places like sites like that, they only exist to make actual female geeks look like idiots. Look like complete morons, right?
Absolutely.
Like it really gives geek girls a bad name because it makes it difficult for when you walk into that structure of like, okay, we're all here talking about this thing or whatever. Guys are looking at you like, so are you here for the abs? And we're just like, yeah, no, actually, I love this thing. And it's more and more difficult for you to be taken seriously. They make it more difficult for you.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, all right. Do we want to grab a few super chats before we move on to our next topic? If anybody else has anything to say.
Please do.
All right. I'll kick us off here with Terminus EST for $5. He says, aliens aren't inside your butthole, but around it. Because what do they do? What do the Enterprise and TP have in common? They both circle Uranus searching for Klingons. Oh my God, Terminus.
Oh God.
I can't. I'm dead right now. Oh gosh. Inside your butthole. Maybe it is astronauts. Maybe it is aliens. I'm gonna have to watch that again later. What's inside your butthole?
From boobs to buttholes.
Yeah. That's the show, folks.
Why did everybody poops pop into my head right there?
Oh man.
Oh my God. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Lorena.
Oh, okay, Trenchman for $1.99 super chat. Thank you. Says, long live the new flesh.
The new flesh?
The new flesh?
Someone's gonna have to fill me in on that.
Yeah. I need context.
Yeah. Maybe he's talking about your butthole.
Wow. Okay.
I don't know.
Well, I don't know. It's confirmed.
I don't know. I was grasping at straws there. Looking for something to make that work.
Oh my God. All right. We got Wyatt Holiday for $4.99. Thank you so much for joining us. Better eat some spinach before you mess with a dude with a build like that. Rock on, ladies, and Tom. So he's probably thinking about Adam Driver.
I mean, look, nobody's questioning whether or not Adam Driver could like rip your face off or whatever. That's not what we mean. What we're talking about is he looks weird, and I'm not sure why you should center an article around it. That's sort of stupid. It's sort of stupid.
Yeah, pretty much.
Somebody's got to have their own goals, right? And that's their goal, I guess.
Yeah, sure. Have great life goals. That's great.
I'm at it.
Oh, Willie Woodward for $2. Thank you. Hi and bye, ladies and Tom. Well, hi and bye.
Willie. Bye,
Hi, Willie, and have a good evening as well.
Yes.
We like Willie. We like Willie.
Yes.
We do. We love Willie.
The Monkey King.
Oh, man.
I'll take it. I'll take it.
Whoa.
All right. I think we're going to pitch it on over to Mandy, who has our next topic of the night. What goes well with fake geek girls? Grifters.
Grifters, like what? Yes, you guys, we have stumbled on to just epic level of grifting. So epic that we have to talk about it because that is how deep this goes. So basically, for those who are not aware, we had a girl named Zombie Killers. Basically, what happened here is she went and started getting her little army to false flag a ton of YouTube channels. Really, anybody who had anything negative to say about her grift. She grifted. She lied. She got called out. So what does she do? She doubles down and does like the worst thing you could do on any platform really is take away somebody's voice. And when you do that to somebody's channel, when you false flag and you get people's channels taken down, you are taking away their voice, which is absolutely the worst thing you can do. Well, basically, as y'all can see from the tweets here, Data Racer did an amazing job with just kind of keeping everything together. So what happened is Zombie Killers went after Xbox and PlayStation saying, hey, in specific, you're not really giving Black women and people like that, the freebies that you're giving the channels that have actually grown an audience. I have a smaller channel. Y'all should be helping out the smaller channels, right? Why aren't y'all doing that? So she did this whole big lie thing talking about how, they sent me one, when in reality, she already bought one from Target. And she messed up. She forgot the lie she was going to tell. So as you can see, this is kind of where it begins with, hi, PlayStation. We noticed a lack of representation of women of color, in specific Black women. Reviewing your console, I'd like to volunteer myself if you needed help in finding people to do so. I have written review articles for Tom's Hardware and would love a chance to do so. Thank you. Well, that's nice enough.
What the heck is Tom's Hardware?
I don't know.
I don't know.
What the hell is that?
Nobody knows what that is. That's why they didn't send her shit. Is because she hasn't done anything to build a platform.
Why does everybody want to see my hardware?
Did this woman write articles about your hardware? I think you should start to stop sticking your dick in crazy. That's all we're saying.
That's it.
But it's really weird why she would expect someone to just send her a console when clearly she has nothing to really add here. She's got one thing to reference in terms of what she's written articles for Tom's Hardware. No one knows who or what that is. You haven't done anything to build a platform for yourself. Mm-hmm. You haven't put in the work, time, energy, love, or sheer effort that it is required for them to acknowledge that you are someone who it might be worth their while to send a consoles are expensive.
Yeah, $500.
Jesus Christ. And so you expect them to just send you a console. And literally, she says the reason why here is because of representation, right? Mm-hmm. Representation is the reason you need to send her a console. Not because she's built an audience and it's going to benefit you in any way as a corporation to send her a console, but because representation. How does this benefit PlayStation, my dear? Because you are Black, you think that you have a right to a free console. That's how this comes across to me. And I'm sorry. It defeats the purpose.
That's pretty much what it is. Because I breathe, because I am in a certain protected class, you're supposed to cater to me and you're supposed to give me this. Not on merit. Like we were saying, not on merit, not that, hey, I've written so and so many reviews for such and such site on this thing and gaming consoles and all of that. And you might want to consider sending me one so I could review it. No, she wants to go, and play the race card to do this with, which makes it look really bad.
It does.
For us out here who aren't doing that sort of thing. And I think, oh, well, everyone out there who's Black and who's, writing for sites like this and has a channel all of a sudden, wants a free console just because of their color. And that is not it.
Well, how is this worth their while? And that's what I don't understand. But how can she, like, okay, if you're looking at this as a business person, right? If you're looking at this from the perspective of someone, like, and it's not often that, like, obviously they send out a few of these consoles to people who are going to have a platform big enough to get the word out about whether or not it's worth people's money to buy, especially right before the holidays, right?
Right.
Obviously, they're going to want those the people that they send these to have audiences that is going to make it beneficial for them to send that out to them, right? How is this beneficial for PlayStation, Zombie Kills? How? What do you bring to the table to make it worth their while? Because I see nothing here that indicates their value.
She brought 463 YouTube subscribers.
Wow!
At the time. Now I don't know about her Twitch. I read some other article that said that she was but still, even on Twitch, it was under 3K. So, you know, I mean, and that's amazing. That's good. She got it up as high as she did. And this crap is hard. You know, it's hard to do this. So, you know, that's amazing for her. But I think what she's doing now is, like, it's not going as fast as she wants it to, the growth. So she's going to start kicking her little feet and, you know, stomping her hands and stuff and just acting of a fool to start a bunch of drama. And now, like, she's gone power hungry. Hey, go cancel them all, my pretties. I mean, it's just so weird to me. But that is obviously what this girl is doing. So, yeah, it's the strangest thing. And then she goes after a very big gaming channel that worked so hard to build up their channel, and they had the audacity to say, "Oh, come on now, that's some bullshit." And so that's basically what he said. And so, nope, you got to come down. You can't talk about us like that. So we have to silence you.
I got news for her. Yeah, they can.
They can, and they will.
And look, well, and we do want to make sure that you guys don't go after her and her community on Twitter.
No, absolutely not, guys. We are so much better than this. This is what we are fighting against, this cancel culture, this trying to silence people. Just giggle about it and move on. Don't go and try to, you know, fight the good fight with these ones. This one is a lost cause, I think.
And play by the rules, right? And play by the rules.
Yes.
Are we allowed to critique this woman? And are we going to do so on this channel? Absolutely. We're absolutely going to critique her approach, what it is, the value that she has to offer, whether or not she's an asset to PlayStation or Xbox or any company that she's trying to get things out of. We're going to absolutely critique her. What we're not going to do is send a wave of hate towards her online. What we're not going to do is invite a wave of hate to come back towards ourselves. We're going to play by the rules. Why? Because YouTube can't take this video down based on what we're saying right now, or because we're not saying anything that is impeding on her rights as we've not taken, what was it? She said something about, like, if you use my image, that's copyrighted. Sweetheart, your image is not copyrighted. Okay. No. The picture of your face, that face that you have there. No, we're allowed to use that. And you don't get, and YouTube's not going to stand behind you when you get pissed off because we spoke about you and we showed people who we were speaking about, right? Like, that's not going to happen. So we are going to speak about you. We're also going to play by the rules, and we're not going to give you any ammo because we are not you. We know exactly what we're doing and what we're allowed to do and how we're allowed to do it. And we're not going to lose our minds when people criticize us. And people do criticize us on a constant and regular basis. You know what I don't see anyone within this community do? Any of the prevalent people? I don't see them freak out and lose their minds and be like, "Oh, you used my picture and you talked shit about me," and then go and, like, try to get shit taken down. We don't do that because we recognize that we're open to criticism, and our ideas and how we do things are open to criticism, right? That's acceptable because we made ourselves public figures, right? And so we acknowledge that. And if you can't handle that kind of heat, dear heart, you probably ought to get out of the kitchen.
Right. Yeah. Once you're public, once you're out there and you're doing, you know, podcasting, you're doing streams, you're out there. Sorry, that's how it is, you know?
Yeah, anytime you put yourself out with criticism and a story, no matter what a platform you use, you know, pen, paper, video, whatever, blogging, whatever, journalism, whatever, you put yourself out for criticism. And that's even goes with, like, directing movies and films. You put yourself out for criticism, and you are not immune for people to, you know, come back and criticize you and the content you put out.
Right.
That's just it. And trying to silence people for sharing the image and criticizing you, it's not copyright. You're not, you don't have copyright. The platform's not copyright, and you don't have copyrights.
Absolutely not.
Right.
And what's bizarre to me, because I'm sitting over here and I've got double her subscribers from Twitch to YouTube, right? Like more than double. I've got an 8,500 subscriber channel myself, right? And there's no way in hell that I would have the audacity to message or call out PlayStation or Xbox or any other console and be like, hey, send me stuff because I'm a bisexual female, right? Because I don't have a platform large enough to benefit.
Fuck you, give me $500.
I don't have anything to benefit them. I can't, not that I don't have any kind of a fan base. Obviously I've worked really hard to build that up, right? And it's taken me 2 years to build it to this point, and it's not easy. And I would never have the audacity to look Xbox or PlayStation in the eye and say, yeah, because I'm LGBTQ and I'm a woman and I'm literally on the internet, you should give me this thing because representation, right?
Exactly.
Like, that's ridiculous. I don't have enough to offer them in return for that. I just don't. And she's sitting there thinking that she's entitled to this thing, and I'm over here laughing because, honey, you're not. And you're also not entitled to protection from criticism.
What if I identify as a PS5 owner and I tell them they need to make it so? Then will that work?
I mean, they gave her shit. They gave her stuff.
They gave her stuff. Give it a try. And look at what she said. Now, this was an interview that she did, and a quote from her. I didn't hold my tongue. I criticized Xbox publicly, and they still sent me an Xbox. Now, I don't know if she's trying to say that and sound like a dick, but she does. She sounds so ungrateful today. Like, I don't know that she is, because it is, just a quote. It's out of context, but it does sound incredibly entitled.
It is. It's very indignant.
Yeah.
It really is. You couldn't say, yes, I criticized Microsoft, but, to their credit, they still sent me an Xbox.
I have a rhetorical question here. Like, all these people who think that they should get some kind of repercussions because, white privilege all these years, do they think that we just got shit handed to us all this time? Like, I don't understand this mentality. I don't just go walking into a Walmart and going, hey, by the way, I'm white. Can I have the new Xbox, please?
Well,
it doesn't fucking work that way.
No, they would throw a plethora of arguments at you, Tom. They would look at you and they would say, well, because of historical white male privilege, this, and everything else, right? Like, they would start to explain to you why it is that you've historically been privileged above everyone else, and therefore you don't count, right? It's a really bizarre argument because it doesn't line up with the equality thing that we're supposed to be shooting for. But that's neither here nor there for me. Obviously, for me, I look at this and I say to myself, what kind of an entitled twat waffle sits there and says that because I have more melanin than someone else, I deserve this thing. And then when she gets it, this little grifter that she is, then she goes and proceeds to boast and laugh at people and shove it in their face. And then when people call her out for that, then starts launching this hate campaign at people. And I'll let you get into that, Mandy. Shit.
Okay. Yes. So this is where it gets really interesting. This is where she is telling people, I have never in my life got a console at launch. This is a rad feeling. Thanks to everyone who made this possible. Now, to me, when I read that,
do you think that has anything to do with the color of your skin, though? No, it's because you probably didn't have a fucking job before. Do something for a living. And it has nothing to do with her skin color. It has everything to do with you're fucking lazy. That's what I keep seeing is a lot of lazy people expecting shit to just be handed to them.
But that's pretty much what it is, Tom, because what I tell people, and I have to get this out, because I hate that term white privilege, because that term wasn't even around for years. It's not about quote unquote white privilege. It is about Black underachievement. Because for years, it was minorities can't compete with white people. Then all of a sudden that shifted to, you shouldn't even, why bother competing? You're just going to get nullified by white privilege. Yeah. So anytime someone throws that white privilege thing out, it's like, no, it's about Black underachievement, but it's not PC to call that crap out for what it is.
Mhm.
I just think
I
it's
agree.
really bizarre, and what I don't get about all of this is why that would make her proud or happy. Like, why
Right.
are you proud of this? Like, isn't this some? I was raised in a home where you worked for what you got, and and I still carry that with me today, right? Like, I can't sit down and enjoy playtime or game time or do this or luxury time until my house is clean, my dogs are fed and been potty, until my bed is made and my stuff is handled. But I don't get to sit down and enjoy that until I've done the things that I need to do that allow me to get to that point to actually relax, because I have to feel like I've earned it, like I deserve it, like I get to sit here and be here and I'm contented with this moment because I did what it took to get here. And I don't understand a mentality that allows you to revel in something you didn't earn.
Because the whole thing with hard work, it's like hard work is demonized now. And you have a generation of people, not all, but a generation of people used to getting participation trophies and not having to work for anything, not having to be held to a standard of you have to get your homework done, not held to a standard of you got all D's last semester. So guess what? You don't get PlayStation. I'm locking this up and you're not getting it back until your grades go back up.
Correct.
You can't play sports until your grades are up.
Now, if you were to do that, Lorena, you'd probably get in trouble and get locked up for child abuse. You realize
You know what?
that?
They got to catch me first.
Right? Catch me outside. How about that? That's right. You tell them.
My parents reinforced that same concept via other methods as well. I will never forget this one time. I was playing, it was on Nintendo. It was the Star Trek game, right? And there was this part, I'm walking around as Captain Kirk, and nobody in the household, my brother, my sister, my mom, none of them can figure out how to get past this one section, right? And what it required was going and picking a flower and giving it to this girl. And no one could figure it out. We knew you could pick the flowers. We knew you could talk to the girl. Nobody put two and two together. I was dicking around one day, and I was like, I'm going to go, hey, pretty lady, you want a flower? And so I gave her the flower, and then bam, all of a sudden, story moved. 2 days we'd sat on this section. 2 days we sat for this. I sat there, and I was like, oh my God, and now it's dinner time. And I just unlocked it. Mom, I can't eat dinner. Mom was like, look, here's the deal. You're going to go, and my brother and sister are like, oh, my turn. And Mom's like, everybody stop it. She did this, okay? She unlocked this movement forward. So we're going to go and we're going to eat dinner and we're going to sit down, and then we're going to come back and we're going to let Mary finish what she started, because Mary earned that. All right. So we're going to handle our business, and then Mary gets to do that moving forward. There are millions of ways that you can teach your kids this concept about earning the right to sit down and enjoy this thing, right? To be able to sit there and relish it because you earned it, right? And doing what you have to do first.
Basically, what you explained, Mary, was the little red hen story.
Yes. Yes. I've used that as an example
And
with my
that's like
kids a
the
million
whole
times.
world now. It's like everybody wants to enjoy the bread, but they didn't help little red hen make it, but they just expect it to be handed over to them.
Right.
Absolutely.
And that's exactly what we are seeing here with zombie kills. And yes, you guys, she does have the she/her. So we know where we stand with her. But yeah, like you read this and you're kind of excited. You're like, oh, well, good. That's awesome. You know, hell yeah. But then when you go back and look at the other one where she's like literally saying, oh, Xbox. Oh, I did see the super chat where somebody said that it was 2 different systems, which make this a whole different level of grip, because she already had one, but she wanted a different one.
Why
she had one.
Dang.
She needs the better one. I need the best one. No, I don't. So that actually makes it a little bit more worse for me. But yeah, so now she's saying she got it at Target, and you know she's happy with this, and this was great. I'm good at what I do. I've done the research. This applied pressure, though, we shall see.
Oh yeah. No. I'm sure I'm sure you're very good at what you do, exploiting your skin color to get things.
Yeah. Brag about it, hun. Brag away.
Tom came back.
She, her.
Yeah. Dude, I need to change my pronouns. Right now they're Holly Jolly Christmas. I'm going to change them to Holly Jolly Hubbag.
Have a holly jolly Christmas.
No, have a
This
holly
time of
jolly
the
hoe
year.
bag.
I don't know if there'll be hoes, but we'll find some if we look hard enough.
I don't understand. So people called her out on this, right?
They did. So basically, as you can see right here, this is after the fact people kind of caught on to like, hey, wait a minute, that shit wasn't right. That's kind of a grift, you know, that's all of these horrible things that you're doing, which she was. She comes in and says, if these bigger streamers won't condemn white supremacy out loud, we need to deplatform them. Use your platforms of lose it. Now I think she meant or lose it, but she wrote
Wow.
I love how she took it from I'm going to use my level of melanin to get free stuff to when people called her out, immediately start accusing them of white supremacy.
Yes, immediately goes straight to that. And it just goes on and on. I mean, she literally had people go in. I mean, look at this. Look, she's attacking the gaming studios. She's attacking. Oh, that's just nasty right there. She's just really going. She's really going nasty with that particular one. But yeah, it just, I will DMCA flag anyone using my photos or likeness that's copyrighted.
No, it's not.
That's why it exists. These are a lot of monetized videos.
I'd love to see her try.
That's not copywritten. It's really not. Trust me, it's not.
But guys, she's smart. See, to remember, she's smart.
I'm just smart. I have done my research. I know how to be horrible. Watch me, because I'm dead smart. It's ridiculous. And now she goes to, this has impacted me and my community and made us feel very unsafe.
Does anybody got this lady on their twits?
No, well, I'm not tweeting.
I got the ultimate twits to go back to this lady on, but I can't say it because I'm a dude.
I'll call her a hoe bag. I don't care.
No. Congratulations, you are the world's best, Karen.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
How right up there.
How have we made her unsafe? Someone please explain to me how we have made her feel very unsafe.
You know how you've made her feel very unsafe? Because you've called her out on her BS. That's why.
What it was. Yeah.
That's why.
That's the only reason that she has. I feel so unsafe, sweetheart. No one's tracking you down. And look, what did we say earlier? Leave them alone, right? We said that from get-go, like when we started off this segment of the stream tonight. No one's trying to track you down. No one wants you to feel physically unsafe. But when you act like a twat waffle, you're gonna get treated like a twat waffle. Yes, we will call your ass out. This doesn't make you unsafe. You keep using that word. I don't think you know what it means, right? I don't think it means what you think it means. You are not unsafe. You are called out for being a shit waffle. That's what's going on right now. We are calling you out for being an absolute turd muffin because that's what you're acting like. That is exactly what you're acting like. So we're going to call you out for that. That doesn't make you unsafe. This makes you a fragile, delicate, little useless piece of material that absolutely does no one around you any good. You're not unsafe. You're useless. Find a way to be productive. That's all I'm saying.
Well, you know that, they are the participation trophy generation, which means they're in a safe, they need the safe space as well. So by calling her out, you're pulling out of her safe space, and she's using, her skin color and her platform to say, you can't do this to me, blah, 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 blah. That's what's going on here. We're seeing that generation throw a fit because they told a lie. They don't know what the hell they're talking about. They got called out. And so now they're throwing a fit because I got pulled out of that safe space.
Yep.
Absolutely.
That's exactly what happened. And as y'all say here, it keeps on. It keeps on. Everybody that has a comment is racist. Everybody that has a comment is a white supremacist. And it just goes on. And then they start flagging. Then they just literally, come my minions, flag all the channels.
And what's funny is the same people that are sitting here crying, bullies everywhere are the same people who go out there and say, anybody who's a conservative should be fucking hung in the street.
Yes, exactly. It is hypocrisy at the highest level with this.
Short memories, some of y'all.
Yeah, seriously. So basically we have this girl that is just absolutely, I hit the wrong button. That is just absolutely horrendous. She has closed down her Twitter. Well, not closed it. She made it the tweets private.
She put herself in a safe space.
She put herself in a safe space where she can continue with her narrative of woe is me, the world has done me so wrong, as I sit here with 2 Xboxes while there's people still trying to get one because you got the scalpers buying everything up. I mean, they're hard to get right now, but she needed 2. She's special. She's so special. She needs 2.
I need to figure it out. Like at this point, like all I can think is I don't know, how do we get it across to her that, sweetheart, it's not because you're black, it's because you're a manipulative twat waffle.
That's right. How do you convince somebody that you are just an unlikable person? You have no redeeming qualities, obviously, and you're just the worst kind of mean going around trying to silence people. Because why? Because they called you on your bullshit? I get called on my bullshit all the time. You dust it off and you move on about life. You go on. You don't try to silence people. You don't take away people's income. And all because, I mean, really, she's like Littlefinger in Game of Thrones, climbing the ladder. But at the end of the ladder, it's a damn Xbox. Really? That's the hill you're going to die on is an Xbox. I can't with her.
That's just, girl.
It's ridiculous. I need 2. I mean, it's ridiculous.
What do you need 2 for? What?
Right.
You got an extra one now. You should give it away to some.
Wait. What? Why would she? Yeah. What the fuck?
One of them apparently was an X and one of them was a S or something. Yeah. So she had bought one at Target. Then after purchasing one at Target, she harassed Microsoft to send her another one that's a different model. So now she's sitting like a fat cat with 2 of them.
I got 2.
At lunch. At lunch.
At lunch.
You know what? I'll tell you what, Zombie Kills, whatever. Like, what the fuck is your name? But whatever. I'll tell you what. You want to redeem yourself here? Go out and grab a random name off of an angel tree this holiday season and give one away to someone. And don't ask what color they are. Don't ask anything about them. Just take the name off the angel tree and put it in there and give some underprivileged kid, regardless of what they look like. Stop using that melanin bullshit, right? Yeah. And stop giving a shit about whether or not you identify with them or no. Take some underprivileged kid and give them your Xbox. You want to start making amends for your manipulative ass? Give that shit to some kid at Christmas who can
absolutely.
Yes.
Preach, Mary, preach. Yes, it's Christmas for. Never mind. I'm not going to go on.
She went and bought an Xbox.
Christmas. Be nice.
You've got kids out there who would never imagine or dream or hope or pray for something like that on Christmas. You have an opportunity here. You grifting, annoying, manipulative punk. You have an opportunity here. I'll change my whole damn tune, right? I will look at you and say, you know what? At least you did something good with all that extra, right? You take your happy self down and give that to some kid who could never hope for anything so amazing this Christmas.
She is self-centered and she's stingy. She feels like everybody owes her stuff, so she's not going to think about anybody else. She's the kind of person that will not volunteer, will not give her time, will not even pull maybe a name off of those donation Christmas trees that you see in Starbucks and other type of coffee shops and go and return a gift. She's not that kind of person because it's all about her. It's all about skin color for her and what she can get for herself.
Yep, that's astounding to me.
Yeah, like I said, she is sitting back right now with a stogie, with this big executive chair, sitting back, smoking it like a fat cat, like some kind of mafia member surrounded by her Xboxes that she's roasted. It's quite bizarre, but it's happening right now as we speak.
Give her that much credit. She's not that brilliant as a mafia member. I'm sorry, she's not.
I hope you spill your brandy all over them.
And you're your crotch.
Lorena, you're muted, my dear.
I'm sorry. You know what? It's she's not very smart because if she was really like a mafia member, she wouldn't have said no.
Nope.
Not a word. Did you get an Xbox? No.
Nope.
Not me. Not
just stroking it. Nope, I didn't get nothing.
She been locking the doors and pulling all the blinds down.
I wish his best friend to Charles, go kill him.
She be using like a whole different screen name than she normally uses, so nobody knows she's on there right now.
Right.
She have 4 different accounts she can log into. Can't track my ass. What do you mean extra Xbox? I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
What that is. I might know a guy, but I don't know what you're talking about.
I might know a guy, but I don't know a guy, so you need to go. Henry, yeah.
Yeah.
You know too much.
Yeah.
Like the one person who likes, I know you got an Xbox. The next morning they wake up with a deer head in bed.
Right. Right. Now this girl has obvious issues. Yeah, I guarantee you, if we knew her, what her eBay name was, we would see an Xbox sitting up on her account. Probably gouging the shit out of the price.
Probably up there now.
Oh yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Gouging the hell out of it too. You got 2. What the hell you need 2 for? You know?
Yeah, exactly. What do you need 2 for? What on earth could you possibly need 2 for? Go give that to some kid. Oh my god.
Seriously. Go. Like Mary said, go pull an angel off the tree, find you a child, and make somebody's Christmas probably like the best Christmas they've ever had.
Oh yeah.
Instead of sitting around with your Xbox, with your horde of Xboxes like you a damn dragon. Yeah. Let's quit that silliness. That's ridiculous. But yeah, so that's the news with her. I wish her the best with what she has to offer. Good luck to you. Good luck for that.
You're so sweet, Mandy. I'm sitting over here going like, I hope you get diarrhea. And you're like, good luck to you. I'm sitting over here hoping she gets some dry skin or some shit. Like she breaks out in a rash on her elbow. Like I'm like praying that all of the horrible things that happen to people in the winter happen to her. You get some cracked lips, and no amount of Carmex will take that away.
Right? You know what? I hope she is perpetually ashy for pulling some nuts like that. Seriously. But yeah, she's the worst. But yes, you guys, please don't go and engage with her or her fans. Just leave it alone. No, these people they're a little cray. So just
they straight up mafia style sent Vera Dark like an email like
yes.
Like,
I actually do have that. Hold on 1 second. I'll share my screen because this was actually really, really interesting. I forgot I had it. Wait, it's acting funky.
Is acting funky? Well, I'll kind of preface it for you while you get it pulled up here. So Vera Dark, if you guys don't know her, she's the crossbreed between Anna and Mecha Random, and she got this shit sent to her email. This is
I see that. Holy shit!
Crazy. This is freaking nuts. So go ahead and read that out.
Okay, so she says, saw your recent video on 2 very important women of color, Nesega and Zombie Kills. I know you only care about clicks like the rest of your type, but I think it's time you remove your video. Ooh. If you haven't noticed, all of the other channels who have gotten their videos taken down and their Twitter's account removed or suspended, I'm happy to provide screenshots of the accounts that have already been removed. A lot of us are already mass flagging other videos, and all you're doing is adding to the harassments. I seriously hope. Yeah, right. I seriously hope that you reconsider this grotesque move you've made and delete it.
Grotesque.
I think they need to look up the definition of harassment.
Right?
Yeah.
Now, I'm not going to go and say, I didn't. She's got her account private, so I can't see it now. I'm not going to say that people weren't probably incredibly ugly to her. I'm not going to say that. But this is taking away people's voice. This is taking away people's livelihood in some cases. And it's just absolutely why? Because some idiot says something stupid to you on Twitter.
Yeah,
really?
What's that got to do with Vera? Look, Vera, I've had an opportunity to watch. Like, and if you haven't gone to check out Vera's YouTube channel, you really should. But she's a very well-spoken, respectful, and she's very careful with her words. Vera is not someone. Look, I'm not careful at all. I'll sit here and call her twat waffle all day. But Vera doesn't work that way. Vera is very careful and respectful with her words. She's very fact-based and driven. And when she makes a video and she puts it out there, she's done her damn research. She's not being disingenuous. She's not misconstruing misconstruing the facts, and she's not presenting something that didn't happen. Just because you don't like that people are pointing it out doesn't mean that somebody else did something wrong. It means you did something wrong and people are calling you on your bullshit. And for this mafia style harassment to be coming into her inbox like this, and look, this isn't her DMs, right? Like, although she did get stuff in her DMs as well. This is something she got emailed to her where they're basically threatening her to take it down or lose your channel. Bitch, please. Try something. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to speak for Vera, but this is ridiculous. This is absolutely ridiculous. This is like a thief coming into your house, and when you tell them to get out or you will shoot them, then looking at you and going, yeah, you shoot me, I'm gonna call the cops on you.
Right? Right?
Ridiculous.
That's what this is like.
Yes,
you don't like being called out for it, don't fucking do it.
No, and you can tell by what Vera's top comment here. You can see what she says is, I decided to black out their email address. Most of the time, these fake addresses are deleted, but in case it's a real email, I don't want to add to the cesspool of a situation this has become, and I don't want anyone attacking them. I have standards for myself, unlike these people.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, I mean, what, this is just, and you notice when in this, on two very important women of color, not women, they had to throw out the women of color.
It's like, why should that make any
difference? It doesn't make a difference. So this has just been, I can't believe this is even happening, honestly. I'm a little naive still to like the whole internet, the way things go, the cancel culture. I'm getting the hang of it. But this is a level of which I have never seen. This is just absolutely ridiculous that somebody really got called out for being a greedy little piggy right at Christmas time and hoarding all the Xboxes. Got called out for it. So you go and you false flag a bunch of different people, channels. You call people on the phone and threaten them at 1 a.m. after you find out what their phone number is. That is just a lot of shady crap over an Xbox. Yeah, it's an Xbox.
They're proud of it. That's the weird part about this.
Yeah, that's what's so odd about it. They really are. They're like, we're powerful. Look at us. Well, all right. Well, you're also a dickhead, and
unfortunately, you have their enablers, because that's the other thing too. You have people out there in the interwebs that enable this crap. Because if you saw one of the other tweets where they're calling for their quote unquote white allies to back them up. And if you don't back us up, guess what? We're going to accuse you of white supremacy, white privilege and all of that, and deplatform your ass if you don't do what we want.
Because they've already said that if you don't speak out of bigger channels, if y'all don't speak out and say what we want you to say, we'll mass flag you.
Because if that crap wasn't enabled, this wouldn't be going on.
That's very true.
Yeah. It'd be real pity if something would have happened to your little YouTube and Twitter there, wouldn't it? Let me make you an offer you can't refuse. If you don't bow to our wishes, we will forever cancel you. And don't do that.
All right. Do we want to get to some of these super chats before we move into go ahead and kick us off here with Makini90 for $10. Oh my goodness, darling. Thank you so much for the support of the channel. You guys, honestly, you guys are what keep us here. Because the support of this channel is how this show keeps going, and how we're able to be on this platform and bring this to a wider audience. And so we appreciate the support that you guys show us, not just through your super chats, but just by being here and showing up to the streams. You guys are amazing. We appreciate you so much. So Makini90 for $10 says, one correction, her tweet was her gloating about ordering an Xbox Series S at Target and not the Series X that she got from Microsoft. She got two though. She doesn't need two. She doesn't need two Xboxes. Like, why did you bother getting an Xbox why did you bother trying for that Series Xbox from Microsoft if you already had an Xbox?
If she already had the money for one.
What was She needs to go give that to some kid for Christmas. That's my stance on it.
I agree.
You have two, you greedy motherfucker.
Lorena. Did Mandy want to do this one?
No, I'll do this one. This
one. Okay, yeah, Batchy.
Matt G for $5. Thank you so much. Like, oh my God, Mandy, this Zumba griller used to write for the free coupon flyer in the mail. Like what?
Oh my gosh.
That was great.
That was perfect. Makini 90 for another $10. Thank you so much, my dear. YouTuber DKJ was one of many who covered this, and he was the most neutral about the situation, but her friend NNE Saga actually called him on stream and was ranting at him and even making threats. Damn.
Oh,
These people are crazy.
gosh.
That's nuts.
That is.
So she has people out there just watching these streams to harass and stuff. Oh my God. She's such a terrible person. She wants free shit. She doesn't know how to give giveaway and stuff like that. And she wants people, when people talk about it, she tries to squish, stop their voice, their freedom of speech and stuff.
Right.
It's just she's an entitled twat waffle.
Yeah. That's basically it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Laura, you want to grab the terminus?
Yes. So Terminus at $2. Thank you so much for joining us. Guess this zombie girl needs some consolation.
Consolation.
Consolely. What?
16-bit mascot for $5. Thank you, Tom. We love our peanut gallery. Makini 90 for $5 says, this is the textbook definition of the Streisand effect, and it's not going to help her case, especially in the long run. Does somebody want to explain Streisand effect to me? That's over my head. The Streisand effect.
I don't want to say it wrong, but I think it's where she went crazy because Barbara Streisand is nuts now, maybe. She is crazy. She's crazy.
I'm just going to look at it. It's a social phenomenon that occurs when an attempt to hide, remove, or censor information has the unintended consequence of further publicizing that information.
Yeah.
Well,
I've never heard it called that before. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I hadn't heard it
stuff.
defined yet, though.
Yeah, that's exactly what's happening here.
Oh, no, you didn't, Tom.
You can't silence all of us, my dear. You can't silence all of us.
No.
There's too many of us. So suck it.
Right?
Go
Maybe
ahead.
that's what she needs. She needs, something to suck or something to fuck or something.
I know a good
Lord
dildo
for the win.
I know a great dildo retailer.
Maybe that's what everybody should send her. She likes free stuff.
Wait, isn't she a lesbian though? Or what is she? What's her issue?
Even lesbians,
her.
Tom. Even lesbians use dildos.
No, lesbians shouldn't be allowed to use dildos. They made their choice.
You don't get to decide that, Tom. That's not
As a member of the male persuasion with a penis, I sure do. You don't get to. If you decided you want to, if you decided that you don't like dick, you should not be able to use a fake one. I'm sorry.
No.
I disagree with that stance.
Are you a lesbian, Mandy?
No, but
Then why do you care?
Because if I was, I want that option. I don't want it taken away.
I'm bi, and I disagree with it. So
It doesn't matter. You're okay because you will take some dick on a normal basis. My point is, if you want tacos, you decide you're going to eat tacos only for the rest of your life.
Yes, and if Andrew had been a female, and it had been Andrea and I for the rest of our life,
you're losing the audience, you guys. I'm telling you this. This is one of the reasons why I'm a regular on Friday Night Tights. I'm right about this.
All right. Let me get Adam Wolfer for $10 over here. Thank you, Adam.
Hold on. Alora didn't get to read one.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh no, I read that one.
No, but you went before me. Who did the Streisand effect? That was me, right?
Okay, yeah.
No, I don't care if they try to cancel me. That's fucking cock appropriation. If you don't want cock, you shouldn't be allowed a fake one. I'm sorry. That's just the way it is.
And I brought this topic.
I think it's Lorena who's next on the next super chat, right?
Yes.
And
All right.
let's see, which one am I?
Adam Wofford.
Okay,
Yes.
Adam Wofford for $10. Thank you. I got a backstory for you girls. I was homeless for 4 years, and only after moving back in with my parents and getting a good job, I was able to get a car and everything I have now. Well,
Yeah.
bless you that you're back on the
Wow.
comeback trail.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Congratulations,
Sure.
hon. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And look, it took just a little bit of hard work and effort, but you did it, and no one here has got anything but praise for you, my dear.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Did
exactly.
we miss 16-bit mascots one?
We did.
Oh, I'm so
We did.
sorry. I'm so sorry. Good to. Okay, so do you want to grab that one, Alora?
Yes, I will. 16-bit mascot at $5. Thank you so much. Hey, y'all. Good to see the coolest ladies on YouTube tonight. Grifting ain't easy.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. It's too easy. All right, Mandy, you want to grab this next one from Larry?
Yes, Larry for $1.99. A thumbs up, and thank you, good sir.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for the support here tonight, guys.
Yes.
Mr. Tickle Jesus Christ.
God almighty.
For Canadian $2, I miss the days when sociopaths weren't catered to. Me too.
Yeah.
I miss the days when you could like lobotomize them.
Yeah, when you can literally say, "Hey, you're being an asshole," and then them storm off and be an asshole with somebody else. You know, not continue being an asshole. But,
Go be with your kind.
right? Go be with your own.
It really is the weirdest emotional manipulation I've ever seen in my life.
It
You
is.
are an asshole for calling out an asshole.
Yes.
No.
Yeah.
You don't understand. You can't get two assholes in the same room. Shit hits the fan.
That,
No, and I'm being serious though, because if you can have one asshole in a group of many, but you get two assholes together, it's a fight every time.
that is true.
Asshole song.
I have seen that happen many
Yeah, I
times.
have to.
Let's see here. Lorena, I believe you're next.
Me, Mr. Tickle Trunk for $2 Canadian. Thank you. Me, and sometimes me.
Yeah.
Want to talk
It's
about
all
me?
about me. I was just
What? No, me.
fucking Amy.
Great minds, Tom. Great minds.
That was a big
All
hit when
right.
when I was working in radio, so I remembered that song.
Yeah, it's one of those that stick, right? All right. Larry at $2. Narcissistic, self-centered, pampered psychopath.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Pretty much.
I agree.
Pretty much.
Growing. And Mandy, you want to get this last one here from the BS is Real?
Yes, the BS is real for $2. Thank you so much. YouTube sucks. I can't type what I want. Right? Like,
Yeah, I know. Especially in super chats, they let you say less in super chats than they do in the regular chat.
And you're
Yeah.
paying for the damn thing. You should be able to say what the hell you want.
Yep.
Do what you can. Use numbers,
yeah,
symbols, work
Yeah.
around it.
yeah,
Yep.
you can work around it. You can work around it.
That's
And
what
we'll
she
still-
said.
As long as it's not like blatantly racist or something, we'll still read that shit.
Right. Yeah. Don't be like trying to be slipping in some naughty shit. Like,
Yeah.
Are we
That's
caught
what
up
she
on
said
super chats
too.
here? Are we caught up on super chats here, Tom? Is that everything in the
The
private
real
chat here?
BS, I believe, was the last one. Let me double check. But I think we are caught up. I think the only one we missed was that 16-bit one, and we got that one. So we are caught up. Yes, ladies. All right. Here
Then
we
we're gonna
go.
kick it on over to Alora and tell us about how Leia's the bestest Jedi Master ever.
He's the bestest ever. And in fact, we have, like Rey and everybody else that's, degrading the Skywalkers. Well, let's just go ahead and just have the sister do that too, Yeah. So, and this probably will piss some of you guys off. I guarantee mostly like everybody. So this is from, of course, Screen Rant. And, they're a shitty place, but hey, this is what's going on inside Disney Star Wars now. So Star Wars has revealed what it means to be a Jedi Master. And surprisingly, Leia is the only Skywalker who makes the cut rather than Luke and Anakin. So do you girls know exactly what it takes to make a Master?
Yes.
Uh,
Well, you need to hit a knight first. You need to hit your knighthood first. And well, why don't you just explain it a Lord. Jesus Christ, Tom, that's creepy as
I
fuck.
know.
You need to have to have
You're
trained
saying-
one, right?
You're saying all kinds of stuff.
Well, it's you have to have trained one, right? All the way. Like you have to have had your apprentice and then them be trained and become a knight themselves, right? And that
She
makes
said
That's
apprentice.
part of it. It doesn't mean training someone and them coming a Jedi Knight themselves doesn't automatically make you a master. So we're going to get into this. So I'm going to break this down for you guys. Star Wars has subtly hinted Mary, you're going to be a Jedi Master. Leia may be the only
I already am.
a Jedi Master. Lucas has recently published the Star Wars book, in the Star Wars book, a comprehensive guide to the galaxy far, far away. And that's Pablo Hidalgo's book, also by Dan Zahar or whatever, and Cole Horton. This finally provided an explanation for all 6 ranks of the Jedi, and they had some surprising implications. So I went and looked up to see what they added on to their own canon when it comes to becoming a Jedi Master. It's not broken down, so I had to refer to legends for this. So we'll go on. The most remarkable revelation was that a Jedi Master is a knight who has successfully completed the training of at least one Padawan. All right, so this is the Disney canon. Successfully trained a Padawan into knighthood. While this seems like quite a basic definition, it actually has remarkable implications for Star Wars. It means Anakin Skywalker was never truly a master. Well, we knew he wasn't going to be a master. That was evident. We know his path already.
Yeah, remember, but we'll put you on the council, but we do not grant you the rank of master.
Correct.
Yeah.
Right? We never needed him to be a master.
That's when he like freaks out and he's like, "You can't do that."
Yeah, you can't do that to me. That's ridiculous. Him going off in his tangent.
I want my Xbox.
And I will get into that too, because like I said, a master according to the lore, you don't have to train a Padawan to become a master. You have to also, become very strong in your technique and skills and power in the Force. You have to have leadership skills. You have to have all these other type of skills on top of maybe training a Padawan. There have been, masters in the past that haven't trained a Padawan that became a master. And so the reason why Anakin never became one was obviously because he wasn't going to be, we already knew his path, but he was very immature.
Yeah, absolutely.
Very, very immature. So,
well, you can imagine that there are some Jedi Masters just without a disposition to make them suitable for being a Padawan trainer, right? Yeah. Like there are some that just simply don't necessarily do well in terms of having that connection. Like obviously, it's very difficult to train a Padawan because you become emotionally attached to that Padawan. And that's a line that you're not supposed to cross super far within the Jedi Order, because if you get super emotionally attached to your Padawan, then you have a conflict of interests, right? Yeah. And so there may be some Jedi Masters who simply aren't capable of holding that line emotionally from a Padawan, right? Because you have to become very intimate with it. That doesn't mean that they're not capable of being a wonderful Jedi Master. It may just mean that they're not suitable for training a Padawan. And those are 2 very different things.
Right. Exactly. Yeah, exactly. So, and then they go on about Luke Skywalker. What's more, even Luke Skywalker should not be considered an actual Jedi Master because his first Padawan, Ben Solo, fell to the dark side before undergoing the trials, and none of his other students were progressed to knighthood before his Jedi temple was destroyed by Palpatine. So I looked that up, and it's in the novelization that he didn't train anybody to be Jedi Masters. So Jedi Knights. And
I hate that so much that they had Luke fail in this most monumental of ways. That they took and I'm sorry, but they robbed him of this because in Legends he absolutely succeeds.
Yes, he did.
And so for them to rob Luke Skywalker of his it's Return of the Jedi. He is the last remaining Jedi. The hope of the galaxy ever having a Return of the Jedi rests on Luke Skywalker's shoulders. And you robbed him of that, Disney. You robbed him of that. And you wonder why people are pissed. You wonder why people are infuriated that you took the restoration of the Jedi Order, getting back to something useful and beneficial to the surrounding galaxy away from Luke Skywalker is absolutely maddening. And you wonder why people don't like your shitty books. Fuck this shit.
Yes, and I will add this. I went and revisited Revenge of the Sith. I revisited the novelization through Audible just recently, just like today. I just finished it, listening to it. And what Yoda states in the novelization, and it goes well with the movie, even though I wish we could have got this verbiage in the movie as well, is that when he was fighting Palpatine, he was thinking to himself, we failed as an order because we failed to progress. The Sith progressed by studying the Jedi, by studying more Force powers, abilities, so they can understand this. And this is the revenge of the Sith. And then he goes on to say, when Luke and Leia were born, and he's talking with Obi-Wan, he goes, "Let them be the heir to the new Jedi Order." And he recognized that the Skywalker twins, including Luke, were the ones that will come up and bring the new Jedi Order and change what was wrong with the old.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Luke knew what he had to do. Mm-hmm. He knew exactly what he had to do, and for them to treat him this like he's this incompetent, I'm sorry, you can't have Leia. I'm sorry, you don't get to do this to Leia. Okay. You don't get her to make her your little feminist icon. You don't get to turn her into a fucking woman because she has a vagina. Fuck you. You can go fuck yourself. All right. I'm sorry, but you can't have her. I love Leia too much. I don't give a shit what comes out of your mouth or what you print in your stupid books. You can't have Leia. She's ours. We love her too much to allow you to fuck her up like this and use her and manipulate her character in this way. You can go fuck yourself with a rusty pike. I'm sick of this shit. I'm over it. I'm fucking sick of it.
It's just so disheartening. I mean, not to cut you off, Laura, but from the few EU novels that I read, the impression that I always got is that it was Luke's mission to bring back the Jedi.
Yes.
And bit by bit, that was like what gave him hope. He's like, I'm going to do it the right way. I'm going to bring it back. And to just, no.
And to talk more about Leia in the original EU, if you look at Luke and Leia in general, Luke follows in his father's footsteps, correct? But he has his demeanor is like his mom. When you look at Leia, she follows in her mom's footsteps, but her demeanor, her attitude is like her dad. Yep. They are a perfect yin-yang kind of situation. And eventually she does decide to train, and it takes her a while to get there because she is the one who is helping to rebuild the new republic. She's the one that Mon Mothma wants up there in the high ranks to even be, like the chancellor or the president or what have you, depending on what stage we are in the lore. And she is one of them that's very passionate. She was raised by a very passionate man, Bail Organa. And then on top of her lineage and stuff, she had a lot to contribute on that side. And that was her destiny. And Disney has taken that away from her.
That's where her passion lay, right? Like that was what Leia wanted to be invested in, and that was where. And look, it wasn't that she didn't want to be a Jedi too. She did train, right? But she had a really hard time with it, juggling, because she refused to give up her duties in the Senate, and she refused to walk away from that because that was where she felt like she'd spent her entire life learning to become this thing, and to just relinquish that solely to become a Jedi was something she wasn't willing to do. And so how do you take this character who, yes, we've accepted became a Jedi, but now you elevate her beyond Luke's status, knowing that everybody has come to know her in a completely different light, that we've seen the story that follows. Like anybody who's read the Thrawn trilogy, right, knows that Leia follows this up by learning to trying to figure out how to learn how to balance the two things. But you want to stick all of her eggs in this basket. She wasn't the Jedi master. She had a hard time just becoming a Jedi, right? Let alone, and so now you have to take Luke down a peg. Let's take him down, not just a peg. You took literally his whole life's purpose after the fall of the Empire away from him, and you handed it to Leia. This is what pisses me off about all of this, is because she's successfully trained Rey, and she's the only one who could do it. And so now she's the bestest ever, and so much better than go fuck yourself. You don't get to do that to Luke, and I'll be damned if you do it to Leia either. You're not going to use her in this way. You're not going to fucking do it. It pisses me off so bad.
And you guys want to know, like, okay, so she trained with Luke but gave up. So they retcon part of one of their novels. Of course, we've been seeing retcons in all their lore. They script the lore so much, and there's even some small little evidence of that even in the Mandalorian. But we're not going to get into that. But Bloodline, she refused training from Luke from the start because her focus was about reestablishing the government. And then they retconned it for the sake of having her be better than her own dad and her own brother. And so she went back and trained with Luke, but she quit. But she wanted to train from the best. So we had the Force Ghosts of Obi-Wan and the Force Ghosts of Yoda who came back and trained her. But then they couldn't come back and help Luke. Why is that? Doesn't make sense. We have the Force Ghosts coming and helping Rey. We have the Force Ghosts coming and helping Leia, but they did not even help Luke at all.
Yeah, that doesn't really make any sense. Why do you have Force Ghosts coming in and helping Leia to get it right, but ignoring the guy they had pitted against Vader? That doesn't even make any sense.
No.
You pulled Luke into this whole debacle. You drug him in and you had him face off against Vader and he succeeded. And then after that, you abandoned him to focus on his sister. Well, why not finish what you started? Right? Why not just go ahead and do what it was that you began with, which was to train Luke? Luke can train Leia. That's fine. But why the hell does Luke fail so miserably when clearly these ghosts are here to help everybody out except Luke?
Right.
How does he fail that miserably? From lessons that have already been learned. They already learned these lessons. Yoda and Obi-Wan learned these lessons and they allow Luke to repeat them? What? What?
Yeah. Exactly. It's so it contradicts itself. But let's get into Rey and all of this mess here, okay? So it implied that the Force Ghosts continue to mentor Leia and she trained Rey, right? Meanwhile, Leia encouraged Rey to seek knowledge far older than any she could give her. So she only trained her a little bit. And you know what? The time frame that they say that Leia trains Rey contradicts the time frame in the whole ST, our Disney trilogy, because the Disney trilogy started in 34 ABY ended in 36 or 35. So they have this very, very tight time frame. But then they say that Leia trained Rey in a year. It doesn't make sense. All right.
How?
And I know. And then at the end, I'm going to show some more kind of pissed off probably evidence. It's going to piss you guys off. But so she trained Rey, and so basically Leia gets to be considered a Jedi master because of that, because she trained her. She ended up training Rey and becoming a master because of that. And so Luke failed. The father, we knew he fell to the dark side. There was no way he was going to become master because he was immature and he started being manipulated by Palpatine and going to the dark side. So we knew his path. So that I don't mind too much, but still it degrades him. So I'm going to go ahead and share another piece of little evidence here. Let me go ahead and remove this.
You know what's weird to me is they keep painting Leia like this beacon of perfect light or whatever, when they themselves have a book out there where Leia literally used the dark side to strangle Jabba the Hutt to death.
Yeah.
That's in a book, guys. That's like you keep presenting Leia as this beacon of perfect light sideness. And Luke almost fell to the dark side. No. Leia literally strangled Jabba. And I'm not saying it wasn't deserved, but she drew on the dark side to do that. Stop contradicting yourself. That's all I'm saying. Stop putting her up there as some paragon of light when that's not what she was. Leia had a bigger temper than Luke did. Leia would have been far more prone to falling to the dark side than Luke was.
She was straight up gangster.
She was.
And I love her for that.
She looked Vader in the face, said, "Fuck you, I'm gonna lie to you, whether you like it or not."
Yeah.
She, you said, she killed Jabba like it wasn't no thing.
She even got up and called Wookiee the walking, or Chewbacca the walking carpet. She didn't care.
Yeah, she had to basically rescue her. She took over her own rescue mission. I mean, she's more of a guy than most of the guys in Star Wars.
All right, so we won't get into technicality or the tech, all that about that. So here's this: years after the Great Jedi Purge and the Galactic Civil War, Luke Skywalker attempted to train his own generation of Jedi and was considered a Jedi Master, though it was merely a role he played, not having formally earned such title.
Wow.
He's like, he just proclaimed he was, but he didn't earn it. However, below here, this is going to piss you off. Following the Battle of Exegol in 35 ABY, the Padawan Rey took up the family name of her mentor Luke and Leia Skywalker. Leia didn't use the name Skywalker, so there we go. And never has, never. And now the last Jedi, Rey Skywalker, Rey Palpatine, ascended to the rank of Master.
How?
So
She doesn't train anybody?
She didn't train anybody.
If that's the yardstick you're using here, if that's the yardstick you're gonna use, I'm sorry. The only instance I have of Rey attempting to train anybody is her utterly fucking up with Finn in the Lego Star Wars Holiday Special. That's all I got to go by. That's literally the only. So no, she's not a master. You can go fuck yourself with that stupid yardstick you're using. It's oh my god. It's,
you notice the difference that he was going to train the generation of Jedi, but basically, of course, it got destroyed. But he proclaimed himself a master, which is rightfully so, because he created the order, right? He has to be a top ranking because he's the one who's training. He's the one who's bringing it back, and that's well explained in the original lore. And then we have Rey come along, who proclaims everything, her name, everything, even the rank of Jedi Master, and it's okay, even though she didn't train anybody. So I mean, there we go. So we have these standards set. And the standards is like, if your last name is Skywalker and you're a male, it doesn't belong to you.
Rey and Leia have appropriated everything that belonged to Luke. Absolutely everything that belonged to Luke they appropriated. And I'm sorry if you it's like they want us to hate this more and more and more every second. Like every time I turn around, they are doing everything. It's like it's so frustrating because I love Luke. Why are you so determined to make me hate this shit? Why? Well, I already hate it. Every time I think I can't hate it anymore, they do some shit like this, and I realize that the depths of my hatred had yet to be plumbed. Like
sounds like my ex-wife.
I want to love Star Wars. Why do you? I stood in line and spent $400. You know what? And this happened after I failed to get Leia. So when we lost Carrie Fisher, and I realized that I was never gone, that they weren't going to be here forever, right? And then I only had so much time. It had to be Leia dying. I let Princess Leia die, be the wake-up call that I needed to realize that I had to meet them. I had to meet Luke. If I never met anyone else, if I never got anyone else's autograph, I needed to get Luke Skywalker's autograph. I stood in line for hours, and when I finally got up there with him, I will never forget the ordeal. I spent $400 for that freaking signature, right? And I'll never forget it. He called me a sweetheart, and I was one of the best moments of my life, right? Yeah. Wow. And I still have it on my wall. I got the prettiest frame I could fucking find for that thing, and it's on my wall. I look, it's not that I don't love Leia. I love Leia. Leia was the wake-up call. But when I realized that I wouldn't have them forever, whose signature was that I went to get? It was Luke's. It was Mark, because I realized that this wasn't going to be something that I could do for forever. And so I need you to stop destroying these characters I love, and stop acting like women need it to be another woman for them to love the character. I don't need it to be Leia.
Yeah. And George Lucas is the one that wanted Luke to bring back the New Order. That's why it was made that way in the original lore. And even when you look at some of his treatments, and there's like so many treatments, like 3 treatments that he has done that none of them used, okay, but we won't go into that little subject either. But he still goes in its sabbatical. He still is concerned about which way he's going with the Jedi and stuff. But we also see that inside the lore. Luke went in, he was very nervous because he's afraid that he was going to cause more dark side or Sith if he started training. So he is very concerned about that. He still went forward. He started training his sister. He started thinking about training the twins that were to be born. And after that, he started looking. He even went to Mon Mothma to ask to reestablish the Jedi. And he got the blessings. I mean, mind you, he probably didn't need to, but he wanted to have that connection. He wanted to establish that, that camaraderie between the New Republic and them, and I mean, there was so much. It was great dynamics. And then we go all the way into like before Crucibles and Fate of the Jedi, and he still has great concern about the Order and making sure that it's successful as well, even though he fails a lot. And his sister is a Jedi, and She's a badass. Yes, she is. She has, like I said, more of the demeanor like her dad, because throughout her whole training, she has to tell herself the dark side is the path to evil, blah, 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 to kind of rein her back, because she has her dad's attitude. And that's what was special about her. And now we have this.
Yeah, I don't understand. Like, for me, it's just like, why do they think they can have her? Why do they think that they can do this with her? They've taken her and they're using her. Like, this is the same kind of manipulation that we were talking about, where they use this thing. They use the fact that she has a vagina to further their own agenda, that they are manipulating Leia. Like, if you want to use a new character, Rey, in order to push your agenda, fine. But leave Leia the fuck out of it. Mm-hmm. We love her, and I refuse to sit by and watch as they take this character we love her, and to warp her beyond all recognition, and to use her as an opportunity. Leia would never have done this to her brother. Leia would never have undermined Luke in this way. Leia would never have tried to reduce his impact on the galaxy around him. She wouldn't have done that, because she loved her brother desperately, and they were genuinely linked. And so to use her in this way, I'm sorry, what feels like against her will, right? This is against Leia's will. To do this with her is so disrespectful to the Star Wars legacy, that it's so disrespectful to Leia's legacy. Leia was strong and capable of her own right, and she didn't need to usurp Luke to be so.
And it's disrespectful to Yoda and Obi-Wan. Again, like I said, I revisited the Revenge of the Sith novelization on Audible. And oh my God, reading it will bring you to tears. When you listen to it with all the sound effects, everything, the drama behind it, oh my God, it is phenomenal. I mean, I wish there were some scenes that they used in that novelization in the movie, but I understand it's only a certain amount of time that they have to do for the film. And oh my God, so Yoda and Obi-Wan are contemplating on what to do with the twins, but there's so much passion and love speaking about the twins and speaking about like what Anakin could have been and protecting them, that this contradicts even that kind of that kind of compassion and love that they had for them during the time of separating them and hiding them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
it takes away from that.
Yeah, this is infuriating, guys. And we're going to go ahead and get into super chats so we can move on to our final topic of the night. It's not a super long discussion that we're going to have around it, but we want to make sure that we touch on it as well. So anybody have any last thoughts on this before we scooch into super chats?
Yeah, I'm calling bullshit on that.
Yeah.
That's all I got for you. I'm calling bullshit.
Yeah, it's bullshit. It's absolutely bullshit. And I'm sorry, I'll throw this out there to all the ladies watching in the chat. Don't stand for this. Don't stand for this, for what they're doing to, don't stand for what they're doing to Leia, right? Don't give in. Like, I'm sorry, but they're not getting any more of my freaking money. I'm so over it. Until they get it through their fucking skulls that this is not the way. Then that there is a pun intended there. This is not how to do this. This is not how you garner our support. They need to see the lady support dip drastically, because it needs to be in spite of their efforts, right? Like, they need to see that lady support dip down drastically so that they realize this is not how this works. This is not how you get women on board.
Yeah. And speaking of cherishing the Skywalker legacy, we do have that coming up. And Anakin still is Vader. Vader's still Anakin. That's the storyline there. So we have a special tribute to David Prowse coming up.
Absolutely. Let's go ahead and get into some of these super chats here, and then we'll move on to our final quick topic for the night. 16-bit mascot for $3.50. I need about $3.50. Said, yep. When I send $3.50, I really can't say much. But we like that $3.50. Thank you so much, 16-bit mascot.
Let's see, Null White for $5. Thank you so very much. Says Toxic Femme, real talk from real ladies with common sense. Well, thank you. Thank you.
Rarer and rarer these days, so I'll take that compliment.
The BS is real at $2. Thank you so much for joining us. Disney blows, and I agree. And
yes, they do. And I'm a stockholder, and I'm saying yes, they do.
Yeah, I have stock in Disney that I bought for my little ones right after they were born, and there we go. I got it.
Oh shit, we got another stockholder. You go to the meetings? Do you do the meetings?
No, I ain't got that much.
You don't need to pay to listen to the stockholder calls. Just make sure you have some liquor.
I
was taking a drink.
BS.
I can't fathom I would enjoy myself listening to that for even a second.
Go ahead and get the next one, Mandy.
Okay. Michael Merkel for $5. Thank you so much. Loving that name. In the EU, Luke became the Grand Master of the new Jedi Order, and Leia became very powerful knight. Leia never made master, but her daughter did.
That's right.
Yes. Oh God, the Sword of the Jedi. Oh yeah, Jaina.
And Leia's not any less for that. Leia's not any less for that. She had her efforts divided because she had her passions in another place.
Yeah, she wanted to do something else. She made a choice to do something different. They don't have to try to change it. That's what she wanted to do. That's what
you should be lauding her as the example for the woman who finds a way to juggle it, right? Who finds a way to manage doing fucking both and doing them so damn well,
right?
Like that's what I don't get is why do you gotta make her one thing or the other when she's clean?
Phrasing.
When she's really beasting her.
Yeah, in Disney canon, they made the galaxy go against her. Even though in the original, the galaxy didn't for who she is. So there you go.
Yeah.
It's fucking weird. All right. It looks like we got another super chat here from Matt G. You want to read this one and I'll just get the next one?
You want me to do it?
It's Matt G for $2.
Okay. Matt G for $2. Like what? Thank you. Ashoka throwing a pie in Leia's face for the win.
No. I love Leia. I love Leia so much. I don't want to see her get ruined like this. This is frustrating for me. Adam Wooford for $5 says, also in the Dark Empire comic book series, she used Force Grip on the clone of the Emperor Luke, like Vader, to save Luke, and both of them killed the Emperor. Like Leia struggled with the dark side far more than Luke did anyway. She's just far more prone to that anger than he was. And so that's I don't understand why they keep it's not that she wasn't a paragon of light in her own way, because she fought it, right? She fought it off, and that in and of itself is brilliant. But to act like she never struggled with it and like she's lighter than Luke because he struggled with it for a moment is ridiculous. It pisses me off. Go ahead, Lorraine.
Okay, Max Santiago for $5. Thank you. Either we fully create a counterculture for real Star Wars fans or we walk away. This crap is supposed to be fun. Do not give them any more money.
Agreed.
That's what I'm doing, you guys. Yeah. That's why come to my channel. It's all about George Lucas era Star Wars. You'll get the beautiful Leia of her struggles with, being a senator and becoming a Jedi, having her family, losing both of her sons, spoils there if you don't know about that, and all that. Just come visit my channel to get the heart of Star Wars.
Yeah, the last thing that I got was the pop right behind me, which is Leia.
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
Oh, I have that one too.
It's gorgeous, but I'm like, that's the last thing, because I love her in The Empire Strikes Back. So I saw that, and I'm just like, from Echo Base, okay, I have to have that because it's got the screen and and all of that. But after that, no, it's just like, no, I don't want to give them. I don't want to give them any more money.
Yep.
Any of that.
Yeah.
Nope. They don't need it. Oh, they don't need it. They don't need it anyway, right? Because they're Disney. They're too big to fail. Right? They don't need our money. They're fine. Yeah. They didn't want our money anyway. We're deplorables.
Get up.
The last one last Black series I got is Mara Jade one.
So nice.
Yeah, so that's my treasure right there. All right, so Mr. Tickle Trek at Canadian $2. That just makes me laugh.
That makes me laugh every time it's said.
Can we nuke Twitter from orbit yet?
Right. Can we selectively nuke on Twitter?
Yeah.
Go ahead, Mandy.
Oh wait, isn't it your turn?
Oh,
No,
yeah. Oh,
I did 2 in a row.
I forgot. I'm a dingbat. Terminus for $5 says, I really wish y'all can talk about Dave Filoni and how he's recently come out saying he's open to changing continuity and canon. We had so many articles to go over today, guys. And I did see that. I did obviously see that floating around. But you have to keep in mind, there are a lot of people who are huge on Dave Filoni, right? And so time will bear out what goes down with him. Time will bear that out for everyone. But yes, it certainly is something that he's discussing.
He could mean the OT trilogy for all we know.
He probably does mean that.
That's what I'm saying. There's a lot of people going like, oh, that means they might be getting rid of the sequel trilogy.
Oh,
it's
no,
like,
they're not.
I would think it's more like the other way around.
Yeah, I would absolutely think it's the other way around. But there's a lot of speculation about that right now. But we do appreciate the super chat, Terminus, and I'm sure it will get discussed at some point.
Oh,
Yeah.
Matt G with another. Do we want to let Mandy have this one again because it's
Yeah.
All right, Matt G for $5. Thank you. Like, oh my God, Mandy, this OG Star-Lord girl really knows this EU expedited university stuff. Like, what?
Oh, that's funny.
You bet she does.
Absolutely.
Go ahead, Lorena.
Okay, let's see. Sit here. Thomas Zanello for $5. Thank you so much. My last purchase was episodes 1 through 6 on 4K Blu-ray. I refuse to further fund a shit show.
Oh yeah.
there you go.
Sounds about right. Sounds about right to me.
Well, I hate to break it to you that you kind of wasted your money on 1 through 3 on 4K, but yeah, the originals are good investments, I guess.
Yeah,
I would
absolutely.
want the originals on 4K.
And I'm not saying
really
it because I don't like the prequels. Just to be fair, okay, the episode 1 will be in true 4K, but episode 2 and 3 were shot at 1080i only, so they can never truly be 4K. There's just nothing you can do about it, because that's when Lucas insisted on using the digital cameras, and at that time, all the higher they could go was 1080i, not even 1080p. So, yeah.
I mean, but he has them, right? He has them.
Yeah, I mean, you're there, and I think he re-rendered all the special effects in 4K, and since 90% of the picture is special effect, I guess you can take it or leave it as it is. But episode 1 was done on film, though, and then that one was on film. But
all right, okay. Well, we're if that's all the super chats, Tom, we're gonna go ahead and move into our.
Did we get them all? I see 2 more.
I do not know if Tom highlighted them all.
Before Thomas's, I think.
Was there a couple we missed? Which ones do you think we missed?
One from Benjamin the Rouge, and
I see that one too.
Another.
Okay, go ahead and read it because I might have missed it then.
Oh, okay. Benjamin the Rouge for $2. He says, "Are you winning, daughters?"
What?
Context.
I mean,
yeah.
I don't know. I have tiger blood. I'm winning. I have tiger blood. I don't know.
What?
We're here. We're definitely winning. That's for sure.
Yeah, I'm not sure. That's way out of the context now, probably.
Even
Sorry about that.
Doesn't refer to me as daughter too often. So that's my girl.
Benjamin the Rogue. Not
Rouge. Why did I say Rouge? Sorry, I use way too much makeup. Sorry. Rogue, Benjamin the Rogue. I am so sorry.
Is your brain like mine and it works on Windows 98?
I'll say Windows 2000.
Oh, you're a little better. Yeah.
Is that all the super chats, or did we miss one more?
No, I think that's all of them. Now.
What was the other one you thought we missed, Lorena? Just to be sure.
I thought we did, but we didn't. Mandy read that one.
Okay, you sure?
Too.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. All
right. Now, did we want to do the one thing first, Mary, or do this first?
We'll do that last because I kind of have a way I kind of want to structure this a little bit. So, for those of you who may not have heard, David Prowse passed on early this week. He was the person. For those of you who think of Darth Vader, I know that generally speaking, the first name that pops into your mind is James Earl Jones, but the man in the suit, the man that you saw on screen, that was David Prowse, and he was the one who really brought Darth Vader to life for all of us. And so he passed away. And Mark Hamill did something truly beautiful. And of course, he knew the man. And he put a tweet out there. And so this isn't super long. Thankfully, most of the commentary that we saw in the thread was genuinely beautiful and lovely. But some people are just assholes. So the Mark Hamill tweet is, It's so sad to hear David Prowse's pass. He was a kind man and much more than Darth Vader. Actor, husband, father, member of the Order of the British Empire, 3-time British weightlifting champion, and safety icon, the Green Cross Code Man. He loved his fans as much as they loved him. Rest in peace. And look, like I said, the thread was really beautiful for the most part. But there's always one asshole, right? There's just always got to be one dick.
It wasn't me this time, I swear to God.
It is so stupid, and this is so ridiculous. And like, guys, don't go at him, because that's not what we're about here, right? But just one guy in particular pops up in the chat, and he's like, it is a pity that later in life he lost his way politically. Now, this means we lost David Prowse. We lost part of Darth Vader, right? Because Vader really kind of comes in two halves to make a whole. He comes in the physical aspect and then the vocal aspect.
Mm-hmm.
And David Prowse was the physical aspect, while James Earl Jones was the voice. And so we lost half of Darth Vader, guys. And thankfully, we still have the other half for now. But this man brought this joy to a generation, more than a generation, generations at this point. And we had an opportunity to love David Prowse and the character that he brought to life on the screen in front of us. And this wasn't without difficulty and conflict. Okay, there were multiple times where David Prowse kind of got a sucker punch. It was a sucker punch to him when he found out he wasn't the voice.
Right. Well, not only that, there was a lot of animosity for years between him and George that stemmed originally from that and all kinds of other things.
Well, and another sucker punch
behind there.
Yeah, there was the other sucker punch when he didn't get to reveal his face that was when
and David was left out of a lot of events that were official events.
Yeah,
because him and George had a kind of a falling out. But yeah, and classic comics here. I'll do your super chat now, because this is another thing that, I mean, of course the ladies are aware of too, but this is, another important thing. He was also the one who trained Christopher Reeve when he played Superman. Yeah, I mean, this guy's had his hand in so many different things. He was in Clockwork Orange, and many other films, and Hammer films.
Yeah.
So I mean, he's got not just Darth Vader.
And all of the wonder that he brings to the screen, and some dickhole's got to bring up politics.
And I'm
what the heck?
Here is that that when you look at Vader, like when I first seen Vader on screen, and of course he embodied him. Okay, he totally embodied that fear. His stance, his stature, how commanding he did his his body structure and stuff like that. Even though he didn't do the voice, was frightening, and he was phenomenal. And I remember that, and I cherish him as embodying Vader, because without that embodiment and that acting, the voice wouldn't make sense.
Absolutely, because for me, having someone as James Earl Jones doing the voice, and then you had David Prowse as the body actor. So for me, there were always those two halves to Darth Vader. And I remember years ago, I got to meet David Prowse at a convention. And it was awesome. I'm like, I will probably never in my lifetime meet James Earl Jones, but I got to meet the other part of Darth Vader. For me, that was the physical presence of who Vader was, you know, when he's force choking someone, when he's commanding and he's rolling around, that was very powerful for me. So to meet the man behind that was one of the highlights for me as a fan. So hearing his passing was doubly hard.
Well, and it seems so fitting that, that there would be this duality to the Vader that we see even in the original trilogy, because Vader is built on duality, right? The good side and the bad side, Anakin and Vader, right? And so it works internally for me that there are two halves to this whole, that James Earl Jones is the voice, while David Prowse is the presence. And trust me, you cannot watch Star Wars and enjoy it without David Prowse's commanding physical performance. That man owns the screen when he walks in. The first thing you see of Vader, and don't underestimate this, because you look back, remember when you first see Vader walking in through that door, you don't hear a word. You just see him walking.
Presence walking.
And
I have
it is
chills just thinking about it. Seriously.
right? It is absolutely baffling to me how he managed to fly so under the radar to so many people when it's not that voice that captures you in that first instant. It's his physical presence. And that's all David Prowse, guys. That's all David Prowse. We lost someone very, very, very special.
Well, not just that. You have to remember a lot of the motions and the actions that people use from then on as Jedi were started by him. I mean, he was the first one to do a force choke. He was the first one to do like this kind of that kind of thing on screen, to where from that moment on, people copied his kind of mannerisms as well.
Yep, absolutely. And to bring up something as inconsequential as his politics into a time like this, how would you feel? How would I'm sorry, person who made this tweet, how would you feel if you're a family member who you loved died, and the first thing someone said was, oh, well, it's a shame that they liked cats more than dogs, or it's a shame that they liked burgers over steak, or it's a shame that they didn't truly value pizza the way one should, right? Like if they started disparaging this person in a way that ultimately means nothing ultimately, because it's none of that. It doesn't matter. It's none of your business, right? Like, I don't understand why people choose moments of someone else's death when a family is grieving, when friends are grieving, when a community is grieving, to bring something like this up. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. I don't understand. And then some jackhole comes in here behind and says, enjoyed your food and medicine shortages in January. And then throw some stupid straw man argument and learn how to spell his name correctly before accusing others of being disrespectful. Because he was being accused of being disrespectful. This tweet about a shame he lost his way politically, right?
Yeah.
Well, what on earth does spelling David Prowse's name correctly have to do with the fact that disparaging him literally right as he dies is incredibly disrespectful? I'm sorry, but Matt Hancock, you can go suck a pee-pee.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Like with one time I misspelled something wrong with one of the characters, and they're like, "You must not be a Star Wars fan." Like,
or possibility here. Stick with me. Autocorrect's a bitch.
Not only that, I got fat fingers, so fuck you.
I was like, "Oh Lord, people, they just reach."
So I spent a few hours today because I would like to school our two little buddies here on Twitter who don't know how to focus on what's truly important. I'd like to school them on how to behave after an icon dies. So I threw a little something together for everyone, and I hope that you guys will like it. I did the best I could in the amount of time I had. So if ever you want to throw that up, Tom, go ahead. Okay.
That was
That
so
was
beautiful.
awesome. I love that.
Yeah, I'm in tears.
It really was.
Yeah, you did so good on that, Mary. So
You
freaking
sure
good.
did.
And you know what pissed me off?
I had to fight.
You know
Go
what
ahead.
pissed me off is that okay, so once I heard the passing, I retweeted and stuff and said what I needed to say about his passing and everything and how he's an icon, especially when it comes to Vader as well. But Disney, Star Wars didn't even do anything until hours later.
Mm.
And
That's
it's shameful. I'm sorry, it's shameful.
It is.
It's I hope to see that people will do their best to respect the legacy of not just these beautiful characters that were created for us, but the wonderful actors that brought them to life for us, right? And like when those moments happen, to do your best to be like even if you don't agree with someone's politics, like I've said this time and time again, I don't agree with Chris Evans' politics, right? But damn it, that's America's ass. And if and when that day comes where Captain America dies, I'm going to mourn him with the rest of the community. I'm not going to bring up his politics.
Yeah, right.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It
Yeah.
doesn't matter whether or not you agree with
I
him.
think I brought this up to you, Mary, and I feel like I'm right in this when I say, the politics things goes both ways. You got to learn when to set it down. And it doesn't matter what side of the aisle you're on. It doesn't matter what side of the aisle the other person was on. Sometimes you got to set that shit aside. I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of people who don't agree with Mark Hamill's politics as well, but I'll be damned if they ain't going to shed a tear the day he leaves us.
Absolutely.
I'm willing to put money on that.
I will shed a tear because Luke Skywalker is my absolute favorite character. He's got what got me into the EU. Of course, I'll shed a tear because he's the one who embodied Luke.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. It doesn't matter whether or not you agree with them politically. It matters whether or not you cherish the character that they brought to life on screen.
Absolutely. And TJ Swan here is absolutely correct with his super chat. The greatest villain in cinema history.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. I do appreciate all of the wonderful comments that you guys made in the chat. I'm going to upload that video to my YouTube later if you guys are interested in watching it again. I wish I'd had more time to work on it, but it's like, honestly, we lost a beautiful, beautiful star in the sky, and I agree with the rest of our community. So
it's beautiful.
You did a great job, Mary.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, what were you saying, Laura?
Oh, I was gonna say it's perfect the way you did it. I don't think it needs anything else. It hit my strings. I was like in tears the first time I seen it as well. So you did great. Thank you so much for putting that together in his memory.
Absolutely beautiful. Well done. But you know what? We need to bring up the mood a little bit. What do you guys say?
We do. Yes. Yes.
Do we get to watch What's in Your Butt again?
Somebody please share the song. Here we go. To take us away.
Yes.
You ready?
The young lady who's won the internet today, for as far as I'm concerned, probably for the year.
Yeah.
Here's the I Wonder What's in Your Butthole song. One more time.
Oh my god.
Yes.
This child does not know the joy she has brought to the internet.
This is so great.
It's adorable.
Oh my gosh. He's awesome.
Thanks again for all the super chats, folks. And thanks for checking in with us again. As always, we appreciate it here on Toxic Femininity. And yeah, check out all these fine ladies. They've got their links down in the
Do we want to get this last super chat I'm seeing?
Oh,
here?
was there another one?
The classic comics. Did we read that?
Oh
wait, you did read that earlier while we were talking.
I did that. Yeah, while we were talking. Yep.
Okay,
so
gotcha.
We are caught up. So unless we missed any at the last minute here.
All right.
All right. Well, I think everybody deserves a Fenton.
Oh, wait, we did miss one. Did we? What one? Yes, it's it looks like it's from TJ Swan for $2. Thank you so much.
I got that one.
You got that one already?
Yeah.
Did.
Oh, okay. I don't.
It's probably when you were flubbering over your video.
That was a great video. Oh, we have one right now from Terminus.
Yes, Terminus.
Yeah, now we did get one. Yes.
Yeah.
That's the official butt stuff. I don't know about that. I don't want to cross over into that lane.
Yeah, that's a little creepy. It's a little girl, guys.
That's a little girl.
Yeah, when you're taking something that's kind of innocent and funny.
Yeah, we can't make cannot make that the
don't want to cross that line.
Yeah, this isn't to catch a predator, folks.
No, I just the humor in that is just the innocence of, like we said, that's something kids would come up with. The aliens and astronauts bit is what sells it the most.
Yeah. Perfect.
Oh, that's gonna be so stuck in my head for the rest of the week.
I'm gonna
share that on Twitter.
I'm gonna text Laura later and be like, I wonder what you said.
Are you kidding? We're gonna be doing that for like the next fucking few weeks.
I swear I'm gonna learn how to play that on my guitar. I'm gonna learn how to play it.
It's like that Capital One commercial. I'm gonna text Lorena and be like, "What's inside your butthole?"
Astronauts and aliens,
all
inside my butthole. TJ Swan sent us another super chat. Says Star Wars was about Anakin. Well, initially that was Lucas's
goal.
Goal in the end with the 6-film saga.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think the prequels. I mean, and you can't disregard the prequels, obviously. And so ultimately, yes, it is Anakin's story. I think.
Yeah.
And so,
overall,
yes, completely good with that, because also, like, the original trilogy did do that, right? Like it made it about the redemption of Anakin, right? And so it doesn't feel out of place to say that the story, the overarching story, is about Anakin. Yeah, it feels appropriate to me.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, absolutely.
All right, here's a Fenton.
Jesus Christ! Fenton! Oh, Jesus Christ! Fenton!
Yes!
And a Timmy.
Timmy!
Yeah!
And for you ladies, of course, a maximum effort puppy.
There you go.
One more. Come on.
One more.
I want to name him Spunky.
Yay.
Or wait, we'll come up with a different name.
Yeah, I'm not feeling that one.
Nah.
No.
Spork.
No, we already got a spork in the community.
Yeah, that's Scotty. That's right.
Oh.
Boss. He says he's
we
the
could name
boss.
him Dippy. Let's name him Dippy.
Dippy? That is a bit better.
That's better.
Yeah. And Strut.
And
All right.
Strut. All right, folks. Thanks again for joining us here on the one, the only Toxic Femininity. Check out Alora's channel. Tell them a little bit about yourself, real quick.
All right. Hi, everyone. I am OG Star Wars, your Legends girl, trying to make it in this disc-canon world. And you can find me on my channel, OG Star Wars. And every morning, or Thursday morning, not every morning, every Thursday morning, coffee chat, we are discussing the Clone Wars comics right now. And then on December 6th, I am having a Star Wars fan and film watch party. So come join me. And I think this one's going to be about Han Solo and Chewie. So it's going to be fun. And you can find me here every night with the lovely ladies and Tom, and then as well as Fandom Menace. And right now, Queen's Council is, on taking a break. So hopefully that comes back and we are able to, entertain you guys on that platform as well. So you'll catch me somewhere with one of these people throughout the week somehow, some way. I'll just
Yeah. Yeti Cast, you did come in a little bit late, but it should be up for at least a few more hours until it gets moved to the Midnight's Edge archive. And if the link for that should be on the main page in the channels listed on the side there. And that's where all the live streams get moved to after they are done to help with the algorithm.
Oh yeah,
There you go.
and one more. This Friday at 3 p.m. we are reviewing Shadows of the Empire novel and multimedia project, and this also shares how Luke continues his training and how he gets a saber, all that fun stuff. So come join us.
There you go. Lorena, please tell the folks a little bit about yourself and your channel.
Hey everybody, I'm Lorena Creole, bringing you that spice to sci-fi and pop culture analysis. Of course, you can find me here on Toxic Femininity on Mondays at 10 p.m. Tomorrow, Tuesday, actually, I have a special upload, my after school special interview series where part 1 of my interview with Mary Mayhem will be premiering at 12 noon on my channel. So
we talked forever. She was like, "Oh, it's not normally so long," and I dragged that shit out for a 2-parter.
Yeah, you
Holy
beat
cow,
Comics
you got a
Division.
2-parter? Wow, lucky.
Yeah, she beat out Comics Division. He was the first 2-parter, and then I think she beat him by like about.
How come I didn't get a 2-parter?
Talk longer, Tom.
You were live, and I only had an hour.
It was culture's fault. Matt G sent in a super chat. So while you're telling everybody about yourself, Mandy, why don't you see what Matt G has to say?
All right, Matt G, I love you. Matt G for $2. Thank you so much. Oh my God, Mandy, Wendy's fish sandwiches. As if those are disgusting.
I didn't know Wendy's had a fish sandwich.
I don't know that they do, but I don't eat any fish, so it wouldn't matter where it came from. If it's fish, it's not for me. So yes, I'm Mandy Summers. Go check out my YouTube channel, y'all. I talk about comic books. I like comics, y'all. I really like comic books.
She's got a comic book called Hardcore Pornosaur.
That's not a comic. That's a novella. That was my novella. But I do have comics too. I have Super Dead and Pirate
I enjoy saying Hardcore Pornosaur.
It's fun to say, isn't it? I wrote a song about it. I'm not gonna do it live, but I did write a song about it.
Your butthole.
No, but I need to figure out a way to squeeze that in. But yeah, definitely go check out my YouTube channel at Mandy Summers. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Work the Wizard. And like what? Come hang out and check out some comic books with me.
Didn't you just say you're going to try and squeeze it in?
Hey, phrasing!
Oh, my Lord. And last but not leastest, our hostest with the mostest. More than a Twinkie, hostess Twinkie, that is. Miss Mary B.
Well, hey guys, I am Mary B. I am the mistress of mayhem, disruptor of the narrative, and I wonder what's inside your butthole. And you can follow me over on Twitter.
You're welcome.
where you can find me at Mary B 2184. You can find me on YouTube where I talk about newsy news stuff during the week and then have a little fun on the weekends. This week we will be having the Fandom Menace, our once a month Lady Gal show, where essentially we just get drunk. So come check us out over there. We may do another episode where we have the guys message questions to Andrew and have him read them as our male representation or something. I don't know. That was fun last time.
That's problematic.
I swear to God, if I get a list of questions that are just, I wonder what's inside your butthole, I am blocking all of you.
You don't say that.
You need to play that song. Someone sing it out karaoke.
Oh my God. Anyway, you're welcome for having that song stuck in your head.
Yes, thank you for that, Tom. Thank you.
It's stuck in your head, and I wonder what's stuck inside your butthole.
I wonder what's inside your butthole. Is it astronauts and aliens? Thanks a lot, guys, for joining us here on Toxic Femininity.
Proving that the Fandom Menace isn't just toxic white males. It's Toxic Femininity, brought to you by Midnight's Edge.